People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage momentarily of high school football. Fennimore Mineral Point coming up on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Super Hits 106.
This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Ayers Furniture, Bitech Resource Management, Claire Bank, Fuller's Milker Center, Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Platteville, Les Mack, Northland Buildings, Reeves Wealth Management, Raleigh Cheese House, Russell Law Offices, The Shoebox, Tricor Insurance, West End Salvage, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Sloan Implement, Sups, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Gary's Pest Control, TriStar Pallets and TriStar Mulch, Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware Do It Best, Bouse Electric, Cuba City Collision and Repair, Laley Center Monroe, H&N Plumbing, Heating and Electrical, Community First Bank, Grant Regional Health Center, Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty, Lancaster Dental Associates, Millie's Diner, Pink's Automotive, Good Knees Garage, Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, Rosemeyer Management Group, Breckler Insurance, McNett Electric, Mound City Bank, Ready Feed and Grain LLC, Southwest Health, and WCC Brands.
Who goes to the playoffs after tonight? Some teams know, and some teams hope. There we go. Good evening, football fans, and welcome to Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Super Hits 106, superhits106.com, and the Super Hits 106 mobile app. And once they turn the camera on, the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Laley Center Monroe. From Ron Murphy Field at Mineral Point High School, the Fennimore Golden Eagles take on the Mineral Point Pointers in the final regular season game of 2025. From the Ayers Furniture Bestie in the House, I'm Steve Prestigard along with Wyatt Mulliken. And the Fennimore is the team that is quite sure that it is going to make the playoffs, and they are, in fact, I'm not quite sure how likely this is, but should Belleville beat Darlington tonight and Fennimore wins, they'll end up in a three-way tie for the title in the swamp. In Mineral Point's case, if the playoffs were held today, they'd be in, but the playoffs are not held today, and it depends on whether it seems to depend on whether they win. Now, Wyatt, somewhere I read yesterday that there's 3,000 high school seniors who will be playing their last football game this week. They are the ones obviously not going to the playoffs, and there are 10 seniors from Mineral Point. They don't want this to be their last game, right?
Yeah, like you said, both teams want to walk away with a win tonight, and of course the Fennimore seniors know they're going to get to play in the playoffs, so it's kind of a do-or-die situations for the Mineral Point Pointer seniors. They want to walk out today with a win, and they want to extend their season a little bit longer. And obviously Fennimore wants to shut that down and hopefully take a look at conference. Hopefully, hoping that there's an upset.
The Eagles, in fact, believe that there is a decent chance, if they win tonight, that they could have a high enough ranking to get 2 home playoff games, and I'm not quite sure what the number would be, but that would be, I would assume it would be somewhere between 9 and 16, and that's, but you have to win in order to do that. And
yeah, Mineral Point's a good team, Fennimore's a good team. This game isn't decided yet, and Fennimore knows they're going to go to the playoffs, and they kind of want to get this win to get that home field advantage coming into the playoffs of how important that is. Mineral Point wants to get this win to get into the playoffs, so I'm interested to see how these two teams will duke it out to get their 2 advantages.
The Eagles are coming off a huge win. They, in fact, gave Belleville their first loss of the season, 22-19, last week. Mineral Point, meanwhile, after a kind of a slow start, they're off to a good run right now. They have, in fact, of course I can't find it here, but here we go. They have won, in fact, their last 3 games in a row, and that's why they're in the position to make the playoffs if they win tonight. Or at least that's their hope.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 3 wins is a great streak. Why would you want to end it now, going into the playoffs? They were able to come away with a pretty demanding win, 28-7. Fennimore not as quite excited, 20-18. Belleville 18, Fennimore 20. Still a win, but I doubt that's as commanding as they want it to be.
Well, how it goes. A win's a win, obviously. So.
Absolutely, and against such a, like you said, that was Belleville's first loss. They got to be happy with that win.
Tonight is senior night here, so their ceremony's going on right now. We will step aside for a moment, but be back for the Raleigh Cheese pregame show presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County.
And you can't forget the cheese.
And we'll be back, or don't forget the cheese, and we'll be back in 60 seconds on Super Hits 106.
Pregame 1. From small-town businesses to large multi-state operations, Tricor Insurance and Auto Owners Insurance have industry expertise that can cover all types of businesses.
Having an insurance agency that understands...
Let's go.
Yeah, all right. Tyrone Rosemeyer in 3, 2, 1.
Tricor's in-depth knowledge of insurance, regulation, compliance, and safety consulting is here to help your business succeed. Working with leading insurance companies like Auto Owners Insurance. They'll be there when you need them most. Visit TricorInsurance.com to learn more about Tricor Insurance Cycle of Care.
Steve Schmidt Sports Treasures Plus in Stoughton has unique team treasures. They have over 25,000 signed sports cards, plus autographed photos, bobbleheads, caps, signed baseballs, and more. That's Steve Schmidt Sports Treasures Plus in Stoughton.
Turpin Dodge salutes Brooke Dittmer, Director of Critical Care and Cardiac Services at Mercy One Dubuque. Turpin will honor Brooke with a donation to the Mercy One Dubuque Foundation in her honor. Visit TurpinDodge.com to nominate an area nurse. Thank you, Brooke, from Turpin Dodge in Dubuque.
Pregame 1.
Welcome to the Raleigh Cheese pregame show on Super Hits 106. Big last night in the swell. Hard to believe it's 9 weeks already, but Fennimore and Middle Point, we're joined by Eagles coach Tyrell Rosemeyer. Thanks for joining us. You're in a pretty good position right now. Seems like you made a playoff berth. You have goals that are a little bigger than that, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, sitting at 7-1 in the matrix, we definitely made the playoffs. But again, seeding is so important when it comes to the playoffs. So, another big game for us here. So we're just looking to, keep on that path and improve our seeding as much as we can.
And you do still have a chance at a share of the title.
Go Belleville.
Don't know how likely that is, but everybody's a Belleville fan today, right?
Yeah, go Belleville. Good luck, Coach Nolden.
Okay, now you're coming off maybe your biggest win of the season last week, beating Belleville. Of course, now you're their fans, but what was the difference in the game?
I think we've just had games like that. They've been tight, so we've been in a lot of tight games, and now we know how to win. I think that's the big thing is we get into these games and we don't get nervous, right? We're not freaking out. We go back to how we've been trained, and we're just prepared for those moments. So I think that's the big difference is we're just more prepared for those moments.
Okay, now conversely, Mineral Point, they're kind of on the bubble playoff-wise. So what about the Pointers as a challenge, and what do you feel like are the Rosemeyer Wealth Management keys to the game?
Yeah, not related to them, but, Mineral Point, well-coached team. Obviously they've had success in the past, so they expect to have success. They've won like 3 of their last 4 games or 3 straight games. They beat Beloit Turner, who's a D4 team, who's, winning games in D4. So, it just shows how tough the Swall is and really, the entire area. And, I hope Mineral Point makes the playoffs, but I don't hope it comes at our expense. So I'm wishing them all the luck. I wish all the Swall teams luck. I'd love to see our Swall represented well in the playoffs. So definitely wish them luck when it comes to that, but not tonight.
All right, thanks, Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks. Tyrell Rosemeyer, the Fennimore coach. More after this on Super Hits 106.
Pregame 2.
Hi, this is Christine Raleigh of Raleigh Cheese, wishing all area athletes successful seasons.
Justin
Cheese is a
Leonard
great
in
source
3,
of protein for
2,
school lunches or
1.
snack before the big game. Stop in and try some of our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. We have fresh cheese curds weekly and a wide variety of snacks and beverages, plus made-to-order cheese trays. Shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23, Shellsburg.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM fees per month. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
Pre-game 2.
Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues on Super Hits 106. Fennimore and Mineral Point. We're joined by Justin Leonard, the Pointers coach. Number one, you ever had a night like this for week 9 of the regular season before?
No, as I've said all year, this is the hottest Friday night games. I think we had one game, which was early in the year, where it was nice and cool. But other than that, it's been 80s almost every game.
Yeah, that's kind of insane. And, of course, we're hoping that the rain rain would be all right. Storms would definitely not be. But this is a huge game for you tonight, right?
It is. If we win, we're in. And that's kind of the mentality we're going with. If we lose, it's kind of a coin flip. We'll be right on the border there, whether we get in or not. But we need to take care of business tonight and go get that victory.
You're playing quite well. You got a win last week, and you're on a nice run at this point in things. What's been working for you now that wasn't earlier in the season?
Well, I think it was a couple things. I think getting Grady Finley back on offense to play running back for us, he's a very dynamic player, and when you add that back to your offense, you can attack multiple areas on the field. And there's been some maturity. I think defensively we had some guys that took a step, and you expect your younger players to do that, and we were young in a lot of positions, and they took a step in the last few weeks, and you can see the result because of it.
Okay. Now it's Fennimore. They've had a very good season. They actually have a chance of winning a share of the title if the upside of the century takes place this week. But what about the Eagles as a challenge? What do you see are the Rosemeyer Wealth Management keys to the game?
Yeah, they're solid all the way around. They're a very good football team. Their 2 losses came to 2 very good football teams. They have athletes all over the field, and they're very solid up front. So, it'll be a challenge for us tonight, and we're going to just have to play clean football, and hopefully the ball bounces our way a few times, and hopefully we're in it at the end.
All right. Thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
All right. Thank you.
And good luck in the Matrix, regardless.
Yeah, right. I appreciate that. We need it.
Justin Leonard, the Mineral Point coach, will be back with more from Mineral Point after these messages on Super Hits 106.
In Game 1.
We know that good health is your number one priority. And at Grant Regional Health Center, it's ours too. Whether it's a mammogram, lung screening, or colonoscopy, we make it easier than ever to get screened for your peace of mind. And best of all, at Grant Regional, we offer quick scheduling and less travel, so you can focus on what really matters, your health. Schedule your screening today at 608-723-2131, accepting Medical Associates, Dean and Quartz Insurance to name a few. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Like any business, success in dairying is often determined by who you know rather than what you know. That's why it's good to know the pros at Fuller's, your Gia dealer. Fuller's is your source for the automated milking systems line and all of the latest in automated milking systems. Make your operation more efficient and profitable and get the most out of your dairy herd by partnering with the experts at Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your local Gia dealer in Lancaster, Richland Center, and Fuller'sMilkersCenter.com.
In Game 1.
We're broadcasting from the Ayers Furniture Best Seat in the House in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Ayers Furniture in downtown Ridgeway for free delivery on heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home for what's sure to be the best seat in your house. Be sure to visit Ayers Furniture at AyersFurniture.com. Our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel live and archived coverage is powered by H&N Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical and Lely Center Monroe. Our injury report brought to you by Russell Law Offices. If you've been injured, contact Russell Law Offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLawWI.com. By the way, the People's State Bank coin toss is taking place right now, right in front of us. And we managed not to see the signal of who gets the ball.
From what I'm guessing, I think Mineral Point won and will kick off to Fennimore, but I don't know for sure.
I'll hold you to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, one player back for Fennimore, Brody Roth, who missed last week. He is back. He will be playing only defense, however, so he'll have a replacement. Somebody will be different in the lineup for offense. Actually, probably Casey Dreesen will be in his place at wide receiver. Colors of the game presented by Cuba City Family Dental, Kieler Family Dental, and Darlington Family Dental, 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. Fennimore wearing white jerseys and pants, maroon helmets, maroon numbers, and trim. Kind of interesting because I believe they have maroon pants, and they always wear them with the maroon jerseys. I guess they like the mono look.
Yeah, they like that solid color look.
Which is what Mineral Point has, of course, because they are head-to-toe blue, including the caps that cover the helmets. Because I think their helmets are typically white, but they bought the everybody's got the caps on the helmets.
The Guardian caps, yeah.
The Guardian caps, that's right.
Yeah.
And, of course, this is the point where I always make the observation that in Mineral Point, what kind of blue they use depends on what team it is, because the basketball teams seem to wear a light blue, kind of Carolina blue.
Yes.
The football team obviously is wearing royal blue. The baseball team has actually worn all 3 colors, plus including a dark blue. And the reason that back when Mineral Point was making their back-to-back trips to state, which was back in 2018 and 19, they had the blue version of the Houston Astros Rainbow Guts uniforms, with 3 shades of orange. Well, they had 3 shades of blue, and
yeah,
so they got to stay with those.
Absolutely.
Yes. Our exclusive turf and weather report brought to you by Dewey's Tire Repair for all your farm, auto, and tire truck sales and service needs. The best place to take a leak, Dewey's Tire Repair. And it is, as we said, it is an amazing night for mid-October, 72 degrees, and we've got some wind. The wind is coming from the south at 12 miles an hour, which, as you watch on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, will be from right to left. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to affect the the quarterbacks in the game. We'll obviously find out. The weather forecast, by the way, includes the possibility of rain and thunderstorms tonight. And as I check my weather app, well, we might be all right, actually, because we're talking about 10, 25, 30% chance. So if it rains overnight, we're cool with that.
Absolutely. Look on the bright side. It is beautiful out right now, especially so late in the season. You expect it to be worse than this. It is great football weather. I like it up here.
Well, it's great weather for the fans. Players typically like it a lot cooler than this.
Yeah, absolutely. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. On the Shoebox Scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest, here in the Swall. The big game, Darlington at Belleville. If the Redbirds win, then they finish the regular season unbeaten and get a number 1 seed. If Belleville wins, then 3 teams, including possibly Fennimore, if they win, can share the Swall title. Also, Benton Scales Mount Shalsburg is at Southwestern East Dubuque. Cuba City is not playing. They get the forfeit win for the last time. We'll explain that whole thing for those not familiar with that when we get a chance here. Meanwhile, in the SWC tonight, Lancaster's at New Glarus. That's on 97.7 Country WGLR. Also, Prairie du Chien at Richland Center, Dodgeville at River Valley, Platteville at Broadhead, Judah. New Glarus, River Valley, Prairie du Chien, all at 5-1. They all have a chance of winning, and therefore they could all share the SWC title. In the Six Rivers, the game of the night, no question about this, Potosi Cassville at Blackhawk. That is on X1071. Real simple. Whoever wins finishes unbeaten in the regular season, wins the conference, probably gets a number 1 seed. Also, Riverdale's at Iowa Grant, River Ridge at Pecatonica Argyle, and Boscobel is at Seneca Wazeeka Steuben. Now that's who is playing tonight. Tomorrow, of course, we have 8-player playoff football. North Crawford at Highland on X1071, and for the second time in 3 weeks. Actually, they're both for the second time in 3 weeks, I think. But DeSoto at Belmont, that is on here on Super Hits 106. That game, remember, went to overtime the last time. So we'll see.
Sounds like a good game.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's the hope. And we will be back with Fennimore and Mineral Point after these messages on Super Hits 106.
In Game 2.
Hello, Ben here from Darlington Family Dental. Your smile is as important to us as it is to you. Give us a call and schedule a consultation to figure out if clear aligners might be right for you. The consultation is free. Zero interest financing is available. This solution for your smile might be more cost-effective than you think. Call our team and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
In Game 2.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of Friday Night Football for the last time in the regular season, presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Super Hits 106, and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Laley Center Monroe. Our game tonight is brought to you by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more at MoundCityBank.com. Wood Law Office serves you in Fennimore and Boscombe. They provide Grant County estate planning, elder law, probate, business law, real estate, and municipal law. Call Ben at Wood Law Office, Fennimore, and Boscombe. And now,
Nevers performs our national anthem.
The Mineral Point Band and our national anthem. Point High School Band proving what we keep saying time after time, the national anthem is
and now, please direct your attention to the south end zone for the starting lineup of Fennimore, led by head coach Tyrell
sung or played. Our game also brought to you by Community First Bank. You're in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, CFBank.com, member FDIC. Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org.
Number 9, Jacob
West End
Pressman.
Salvage in Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz and the West End Salvage team for recycling
Number
as well
12,
as construction and demolition
Dawson
waste to West End Salvage, Lancaster. Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation
20,
specialist.
Cooper Emhoff.
Jordan Wilson at Laley Center Monroe. Dan's Auto Center
52,
Mineral Point, the experts
Reed
for auto
Salzberg.
service and repair. For tune-ups, new tires, and complete
Number
diagnostics,
54,
visit the experts
Waylon
at Dan's Auto
Miles.
Center Mineral Point. Agers Enterprises in Mineral Point
Number
specializes
56,
in
Noah Needham.
residential and commercial landscaping and
Number
hardscaping,
57,
and now
Braden
includes lawn care
Washburn.
and hydro seeding. They'll always exceed your expectations.
And number
Check them out on the
78,
web
Corbin
or
Demo.
Facebook and call Lane today. And we're brought to you by Ivy Construction Incorporated, family owned and
And
operated.
now, in the north end zone, dressed in
Mix
their whole
Aggregate
royal blue uniforms,
and
let's make some
Excavation
noise for
Company
your
serving
Mineral
Southwest
Point
Wisconsin,
Pointers, led
Ivy's
by head
Construction,
coach
Mineral
Justin
Point.
Leonard.
And we're brought to you by Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville. They offer a history of caring and understand that each family is unique and will honor personal requests and tradition. And Laura Melby at the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville. Our touchdowns tonight brought to you by Northland Buildings. For a quality Northland building built up for the Northland, contact Joe Ryder, your local expert in quality Northland post frame buildings. Starting lineups presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster and Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. And we'll pause briefly to see if you were right about who's going to be receiving the kickoff here. And no one has come out yet, so we all sit with some.
It looks like Fennimore's setting up
Yeah.
in a kickoff return.
All right.
So I think, was that what I said? Was I
Yes,
right?
you did. Yeah, I believe you were correct.
Perfect.
Congratulations. Dawson Krubel starts at quarterback for the Eagles last week. 19 of 29 for 295 and 2 touchdowns on the year. 1,103 yards, 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. They like to reuse more than one running back. Reese Kelly gets the start, 14 for 44 and the touchdown, 4 catches for 38 as well. Sean Yaki Fiedler, he had 2 carries for 11 yards, but 7 catches for 102 and a touchdown. And Ryder Zdankiewicz, should have asked, Zdankiewicz, 8 for 27 last week. The receivers, Casey Dreesen, 2 for 15, Jude Kinney, 4 for 69, and Yanni Filardo. Also, Cooper Imhoff, who had a 66-yard touchdown catch. He will be in their receiver also, and the kick is returned up to the 37-yard line.
Casey Drazen on the return, tackled by 55.
That took exactly 3 seconds. The offensive line for the Golden Eagles, Reed Stahlsberg, 208 pounds. Waylon Miles, 186 pounds. Noah Needham, 200 pounds. Braden Washburn, 251. And Corbin Demo, 284 pounds. Jacob Kretschmann is the tight end. 1st and 10 from the Fennimore 37-yard line. Back in motion is Kretschmann. And around the right side is Kelly trying to get around the right end, and he ends up stretched out by the defense for no gain.
Number 2, Reese Kelly on the carry.
2nd down,
Tackled
10
by
yards to
number
go
1,
coming up.
Liam
The defense for Mineral Point up front.
No gain
Darren
on that
Docknell
Second and
is
10
the
now
nose
from the
tackle.
37.
Keegan Wegner's the other defensive tackle. Cole Rip, Sawyer Dannenberg are the defensive ends. Grady Findley, Jake Dannenberg, Clayton Yana are the linebackers. Hudson Schrader, Thorin Vomstad are the quarterbacks. Brett Bossert and Liam Carey are the safeties. Carey getting the start for the first time tonight. 2nd and 10 from the 38. And kind of a collision in the backfield, but able to run the football up to the 42-yard line is Reese Kelly.
By number 54, Jake Dannenberg.
And that'll bring up 3rd down at about 5 yards to go.
Gain of about 5 on that. 3rd and 5 now from the Golden Eagles' 42-yard line.
2 receivers will go out to the left side. And 1 receiver over to the right. Actually, 3 receivers, including a wingback on that left side. On 3rd and 5 from the 42. Long count. Now Krubel goes back to pass and rolls to the left and rolls to the right and looks and fires to the right side. And the pass over the head of the intended receiver.
Throws it away while under pressure.
Kretschmann, I think, was the closest to getting a catch, but he was not. He would have had to have been about 9 feet tall or so, and so a punt coming up.
Some pressure in the backfield. Yeah, tough decision by
And Fennimore is, well, now Mineral Point has called a timeout.
Timeout taken by the Pointers.
Because Fennimore raced out to their positions as if they were going to call a play instead of punting. So it is 4th and 5 and a timeout called. 10:26 left first quarter and no score. Anderson Web return and Dubuque Pound our audio stream. Anderson Web return and Dubuque when you are ready. Clear Bake with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin is proud to support our community events. Clear Bake where they say we can do that, member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware, Bloomington and Platteville. And Russell Law Office is here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. Jude Kinney is the usual punter, but he's look like they're going to punt. They're going to go for it on 4th and 5, it appears, from the Fennimore 42-yard line. Unless they're just going to try to, no, they are going to run a play. And Krubel rolls to the left, throws over the middle, and the pass is caught, but it's going to be short of the first down. Imhoff makes the catch.
Tackled immediately.
Looked like he was short. About just a yard.
Was a turnover on downs to the Pointers.
Needed 5, got 4, and so the defense holds, and the Pointers take over at their 49-yard line. 10:19 remaining in the first quarter, and Mineral Point with the football for the first time. Starting lineups presented by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's Complete Hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster and Richland Center and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. Liam Carey, a quarterback, 9 of 16 for 211 and a touchdown last week, and Carey keeps it. And looks like he got to midfield going around the left side, and that's it. Carey on the season, 1,357 yards, 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions through the air, 178 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground. The running back, Grady Finley, 13 for 60 last week. He's got 307 yards rushing, 211 receiving, and 3 touchdowns. 2 slot backs, or slot receivers. Thorin Vomstad, 2 for 52 last week. Brett Bossert, 5 for 118, and a touchdown. The split ends, Hudson Schrader and Cole Rip. And the rest in a moment. 2nd and 9 from midfield. Bossert goes in motion. And a run up the middle for Finley, and very nothing there.
Finley on the carry. Number 8.
Quick handoff, quick reaction by the defense, and a good team tackle for Fennimore.
Offensive line for the Pointers. Keegan Wenger, 210 pounds of left tackle. Left guard Jake Dannenberger, 175. Garen Docknall at 239. Sawyer Dannenberg at 190. And Brady Haas at 200 pounds. And we'll talk to you about the unusual defense, or at least the kind of uncommon defense that Fennimore has when we get a minute. It is 3rd and 9 from midfield. And Carey runs around the right side, evades a couple tacklers, gets to the 40 or 45, and falls forward and very close to the first down.
Carey with a nifty little run there, tackled by number 54, Waylon Miles.
He did not, or did he get the first down? It's very, very close, right at the 40-yard line.
Mineral Point, first down.
Well, now the sticks are moving. Our first Sullivan Auctioneers and Big Iron Realty first down at the 40-yard line of Fennimore. The defense, it is an unusual formation, and we'll explain when we get a moment here. 4 receivers, 2 each side, and Finley, the running back, behind Carey. Now Bossert goes in motion, and Carey gets the ball up the middle across the 35, or actually
Finley with a carry up the middle.
Finley with a carry.
Tackled by 57.
All the way down to the 29-yard line. Good game there. In fact, the sticks should move again.
Gain of about 5 on that. So second and 5 now from the Golden Eagles.
Spot, it won't be the last time. Second down, about 4 yards to go from the 29-yard line. Bosser comes in motion, and it is Finley up the middle with a flag coming in. Our first Pink's Automotive penalty of the game coming up. Fennimore on defense, they play 5 linemen. Jake Kretschmann, Logan Kessler, John King, Waylon Miles, and Braylon Washburn. And 4 linebackers, Sean Yaki Fiedler, Casey Drayson, Ryler Zdanzowitz, and Colton Tollefson. There was a face mask. And was that a 5 or a 15?
I'm pretty sure that was a 5-yard.
And it is, however, through the penalty, a Sullivan Auctioneers and Big Iron Realty first down at the 24 of Fennimore. No score, 7:26 left first quarter. And Finley that time got met by the inside of the defense as soon as he got the football and doesn't gain anything. So they have 5 linemen. They have 4 linebackers and just 2 defensive backs, Brody Roth, Corey Drayson.
Well, I know Justin Leonard said that he's happy to have Grady Finley back in linebacking. He's a very dynamic player and he's able to run plays from multiple different positions. And they have that, like we saw earlier, with that elusive run by number 1 Liam Carey. I can imagine that those 5 linemen and 4 linebackers is a good game plan to try to stop those 2 dynamic players in the backfield.
Well, now this is interesting because someone must have called a timeout, although it hasn't been announced. Did we have an injured player? Yeah, we did. Okay, injured player on the far side. And from here, I can't see his number. It's
Fennimore.
So,
see the number.
By the way, on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, largest independent shoe store in the Midwest, already some scores. Blackhawk Warren 6, Potosi Cassville nothing. 7:27 left in the first. That is on X1071. Here's a keeper up the middle, and Carey to the 10, to the 5, and out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
With the keeper.
And it'll be
out of bounds by number
Sullivan
3,
Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty first down, and for the first time.
That run is a middle point. First down!
For the first time in the Bitech Green Zone, a Greener-Way Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. They go right at it. First and goal from the 5. And I thought I heard somebody yelling timeout, but no one actually is calling a timeout. Now a little switching going on in the Mineral Point backfield. First and goal from the 5, and it's a keeper for Carey off the left side, and he's into the end zone.
Liam Carey takes it in the end zone for
6:39 left in the first quarter, and it is our first Northland Buildings touchdown of the night as Liam Carey took off around the left side and runs it in, and it's 6-0 Mineral Point.
Offensive line was able to do their job that entire drive and allowed Liam Carey and Grady Finley to pick up, I think, about just about every yard they got there.
Here is the extra point by Liam Carey. And it is good. Our point and plus Sportsman's Club extra point is good. 6:39 remaining in the first. Mineral Point leading Fennimore 7-0 on Super Hits 106.
In Game 3.
Attention business owners. Are you tired of monthly fees eating into your profits? Look no further than People's State Bank. People's State Bank's business checking account has no monthly service charge. Yes, you heard that right. 0 monthly service charges. But that's not all. Enjoy free ATM and debit cards, free online and mobile banking, and free bill pay services. With People's State Bank, managing your business finances has never been easier or more affordable. Stop wasting your hard-earned money on unnecessary fees. Switch to People's State Bank today and take care of your business finances. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
If summer travel has worn down your Toyota's tires, now is a great time to replace those treads during the tire savings event at Anderson Weber Toyota. In the month of October, buy 3 tires and get the 4th one for only $1. All tires purchased at Anderson Weber qualify for free tire rotations for the life of the tires. Restrictions apply. See Anderson Weber Toyota for details. Buy 3 tires for your Toyota, get the 4th for only $1 during the Toyota Tire Savings Event only during October at Anderson Weber Toyota next to Target in Dubuque. Anderson Weber Toyota, when your tires are ready.
In Game 3.
Well, Mineral Point hurried up and executed an onside kick and recovered the kick. and takes the Pointers.
Looks like that might have been number 54.
Take over at the 49-yard line of Fennimore.
Nice trick play there just to get the ball back.
First and 10 for the Pointers.
That is after a scoring drive of 8 plays, 51 yards in 3 minutes and 40 seconds as Liam Carey, it was all on the ground. Carey with a 5-yard run. That's 7-0 Mineral Point. Bossard Finley in motion. Carey up the middle. And Carey for a couple of yards down to the 47-yard line. They have, you notice, they had Carey Finley going in motion.
Number 9, Jacob.
And so he wasn't lined up in the backfield. He slipped over to become a slot.
When in doubt, go back to that QB sneak up the middle, and Fennimore's defense is able to do a good job of stopping that, only a gain of about 2 yards.
Carey, last year, though he was a freshman, played a fair amount of quarterback, so he came in more experienced than otherwise, and he's now all alone in the backfield as Finley moves to a slot. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. On 2nd and 9, back to pass is carried. He just hammered. The pass is incomplete. So it is not actually
by 55, Colton Carlson.
it is not our first Subs.com quarterback sack. 5:47 remaining in the first quarter. Also on the Shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Richland Center and Platteville tied at Richland Center and Prairie du Chien, tied at 7. And of course, that's Prairie is one of the 3 teams who could get a share of the SWC title tonight. Carey runs to the right side and is all the way down inside the 30, down to the 26. And another
brought down by
Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down.
Result of that run is a Mineral Point first down.
That's 21 yards.
Well, as much of that was a good run by number 1 Liam Carey, that I got to give more credit to offensive line being able to do their jobs and allow that quarterback so much open room to be able to run upfield.
And now we have an official timeout. Someone had to leave, perhaps for equipment, I'm not sure who. First down, 10 yards to go. Spotted at the 27-yard line. And 3 receivers now, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and now Finley lines up behind Carey out of the pistol. Carey looks back at Finley, maybe changing the play. And a way off the marks pass, and that's a live ball. It went out of bounds. I believe that was actually a backward pass.
Carey's pass was backwards.
And so that's going to be a loss.
A loss on the play.
All the way back to the 32-yard line. 5-yard loss. Second down and 15. We're brought to you by WCC Brands Custom Apparel and Kieler and WCC-Brands.com. Second and 15. Back at the 32. Back to pass and now running. And Finley gets the ball and he gets hit.
Number 55,
and
Carlson was the closest.
went down to the turf for a 3-yard loss, and that makes it 3rd and 18 for the Pointers.
Started off the drive with obviously a very good run by number 1 Liam Carey, and they went back to that pass, and like we saw before earlier in the game, he had that higher pass that the receivers can't quite catch, and unfortunately, number 0 Grady Finley slips and falls in the backfield. Now they've got a pretty far shot here for first down.
3rd and 18 from the 35. 2 receivers on each side. And back to pass is Carey. Now he rolls to the right. Now he throws the pass before he's hit, and it's caught, and it's inside the 20-yard line.
Carey's pass is complete to number 18, Hudson Schrader.
Hudson Schrader makes his first catch of the game.
By number 3, Jude Kinney.
And I think he may have thrown that right at the first down marker. And although he is actually short, they spotted the ball at the 19, so it's 4th down, 2 yards to go. 4th down, 2 yards to go in the Bitech green zone. A Greener Way Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. 2 receivers each way, or each side. 1 running back on 4th and 2. Fennimore looks like they're blitzing. And Carey will keep it, and Carey is not going to get the first down. He needed to get to the 17, and he got to the 18, and that's it.
Stop short of the first
Number
down.
1 Liam Carey able to make a pretty athletic play with that jumping pass that you don't see very often, and they go back to that QB option up the middle, and Fennimore's defense, Fennimore Eagles, able to shut that down at the line of scrimmage. I think that's exactly what Fennimore was looking for to end that drive and get the ball back.
3 minutes, 34 seconds left in the first quarter. 7-0 Mineral Point. Fennimore takes over at their 19-yard line. 2 receivers on each side. And 1 running back next to Dawson Krubel, and up the middle, Kelly, for a short
Number 2, Reese Kelly on the carry.
gain of about
Like number 2, Cole Rip, and 54.
2 yards to the 21. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. We are brought to you by
Golden Eagles 21.
Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Brian's get the job done right for unexpected dings or major repair projects. Head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. Also, the Highland State Bank, Highland and HighlandStateBank.net, and Cole Acres Golf and Grill, Cuba City, and ColeAcresGolfandGrill.com. 2nd and 8 from the Fennimore 21-yard line. 2 running backs in the backfield, and the handoff and a run up to the 28-yard line.
Kelly on the carry off the right side.
That's Kelly again, gets 7. And so it's 3rd down and a yard to go. At the 28. Spensley Feeds Vita Plus in Belmont offers top quality livestock feed for all your animal needs to get the most out of every input you put into your enterprise. Spensley Feeds Vita Plus in Belmont. They are going to measure for the first down. We're brought to you by Breckler Insurance Group for all your insurance needs. Steve Lindusky at Breckler Insurance in Fennimore. Breckler Insurance, serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. McNett Electric in Belmont can assist you with all your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNett Electric are on call ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric in Belmont. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware, Bloomington, and Platteville. Also brought to you by Gorgon Funeral Services, caring for families since 1916. Gorgon Funeral Services, Dodgeville, and Mineral Point. Just shy of the first down, so it's 3rd down and a yard to go at the 28. 2:27 in the clock running in the first. 7-0 Mineral Point. Again, 2 running backs on either side of Krubel in the pistol. And here's the handoff, and cutting up ahead, a first down up to the 31-yard line. Reese Kelly needed 1 and got 3 at a Sutherland Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down.
You can tell number 2, Reese Kelly's not afraid of a little bit of contact, and neither of his coaches. I think that's 3 or 4 straight plays of just running up the middle.
Oh, by the way, we also have Brewers Dodgers, Game 4. Brewers got to win or the season is over, and that's on AM 1590 WPVL. 1st and 10 for Fennimore from the 31-yard line. Again, that 2 running back look in the pistol. And another run up the middle and a good gain. There he goes to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone.
Number 33, Ryder Zanzavich.
Goes Ryder Zanzavich.
Touchdown.
Now everybody knows how his name is pronounced. He's got a 69-yard touchdown run. And it's 7-6. A Northland Buildings touchdown in spectacular fashion with 1:33 left in the first.
Fennimore's defense able to get the ball back after Mineral Point's offside kick and onside kick, and Ryder able to.
And now Zanzavich for the extra point, way up snap, and it's going to be recovered
and the point fails.
eventually And
with 1:33 to go in the first quarter, it's
that
Mineral
makes
Point
it
7, Fennimore 6.
Mineral Point 7, Fennimore 6 with 1:33 left in the first quarter. That was a scoring drive of 81 yards in 4 plays.
Ryder Zanzanovic, standing 5'11", 200 pounds, was absolutely booking it after he broke free from those tackles, able to catch his footing and not trip about 10 yards past the line of scrimmage, and able to pick it up for a very long gang and end up getting the touchdown. Amazing play by Fennimore.
So they get the Northland Buildings touchdown, but not the Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra point. 7-6 Mineral Point. 93 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And we're brought to you by Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty, our first down sponsor. If you have livestock, farm, land, or buildings to sell, call Darryl Krapp. Visit bigiron.com, bigiron.com to learn more. Also, Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montfort, Lanark, Illinois, and Sloans.com. Kickoff goes into the end zone.
Paulson kick goes into the end zone for a
And so
touchback.
the
Pointers
will take over at their 20-yard line with 1:33 left in the first quarter. Krantz Auto Parts and Hardware, Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware do it best. See Rob Krantz and the crew for full service repair on cars and light trucks to Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware in Fennimore. Do it best in Fennimore. First and 10 for the Pointers. They got a touchdown on their first drive, and the second one got stopped on downs, and Carey the option pitch to Findlay, or actually that was Thornton Vomstad who got the option pitch.
On the pitch off the right, minimal gain.
And where did they spot that? 21-yard line or 22?
9 now from the Pointers, 21. Number 2,
I'd say around the 21-yard line.
When he went out.
Second and 9 with 1:27 left in the first quarter. Rosemeyer Wealth Management will design a plan specific to your retirement goals. The experts at Rosemeyer Management will answer all your questions. Even if you don't know what questions to ask, check out their website at rosemeyermg.com. Second and 9 from the 21. Carey to pass, and that's deflected. Incomplete.
Carey's pass intended for Finley.
And
incomplete.
If the defensive back had
Number
been about
34, Logan Kessler,
or the linebacker, if he'd been about one more step.
3rd and 9 now from the 21.
That would have been 6. Instead, it's 3rd and 9 at the 21.
Well, I don't think they'll mind getting that deflection there. Pretty good read by Logan Kessler.
So it's 3rd and 9 at the 21. 2 receivers on each side. Minute 24 left in the first. And Carey will keep it, run it up the middle, and weaves his way through the defense, and looks like he's got a first down.
Carey with the run up the middle. Tackled by number 2.
And the
Reese
sticks
Kelly.
move. Another Sullivan Auctioneers Big
Result
Iron
of that
Realty
run is a
first
Mineral
down.
Point first down.
Up to the 32-yard line.
Pointers have a 1st and 10 at their own 32.
Now 2 receivers on each side again. That's pretty much the formation they use almost all of the time. Bosser comes in motion, and a collision, but Findlay up the middle and up to the 44-yard line.
Number 0, Grady Finley with the run.
Grady Finley, but I guess the collision must have been after he was already going upfield, and that ends up being 12.
Result of that run is a Mineral Point
And
first
another
down.
Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty
1st and 10
first
again.
down up at the 44. 43 seconds
line
left
for the Pointers.
in the first quarter, and the clock running. 7-6 Mineral Point. 2 receivers, actually 3, including a wingback to the right, 2 to the left. Back to pass is Carey, and Carey over the middle, and Bossert is unable to hang on at the Fennimore 40-yard line. Incomplete.
Bossert falls incomplete. Number 4, Yankee
Second and
Fiedler
10.
Right there
24 seconds left in the first quarter.
2nd and 10 from the Pointers, 44.
Pretty solid pass by number 1 Liam Carey, but I gotta give that wide receiver number 6, Brett Bossert, a little bit of credit there. It's kind of a hard pass to catch it, bouncing off your left hip going the other way. Can't blame him entirely for that one.
2 receivers over to the left, 1 to the right, and around the right side goes Finley, and Finley is hit in the backfield.
Finley with a carry around the right side.
He's able to get a yard up to the 45-yard line. It's 3rd down, 9 yards to go, and we are
3rd and 9.
They're going to go all the way from 1:45 to the other 45 because we have reached the end of the first quarter. 7-6. Mineral Point leads Fennimore after 1 on Super Hits 106.
In Game 4.
Better health starts here, and that means getting the care you need close to home when you need it. Grant Regional Health Center offers a wide variety of outpatient services, including wound care, IV infusions, injections, blood transfusions, antibiotic therapy, and much more. We've expanded our offerings to better serve you. Before you travel out of town or hours away, call us at 608-723-1309 to inquire about receiving outpatient services here. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Trade out and trade up with the Gia Milking Performance promotion at Fuller's Milker Center. For a limited time, trade out your old milking units and liners and immediately benefit by trading up to a better milking performance at substantial savings. Choose from the Gia IQ milking unit or the classic 300E milking unit, both available with a GQ liner package. Plus, save if you need to swap Jetter cups too. Contact Fuller's Milker Center, LLC, your Gia dealer in Lancaster and Richland Center to find out how you can save big trading out and trading up on new Gia milking equipment technology.
In Game 4.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of Friday Night Football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Super Hits 106 and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Laley Center Monroe. 7-6. Mineral Point leads Fennimore as we go to the second quarter. And it is 3rd down and 9 for Mineral Point from their 45-yard line, moving right to left in the second quarter. Receivers 2 on each side, and somebody moved.
On the field.
Number 60, Adam Johnson, I'm pretty sure, seemed to not have the right control on that snap count. Jumped a little bit early, pushing the Mineral Point Pointers back 5 yards.
So 3rd and 9 becomes 3rd and 14. On the Shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. No score, Southwestern East Dubuque, Benton, Scales Mound, Schulzburg. 3rd down, 14 yards to go. Back to pass is Carey. Swings it out to the left side, and with a whole lot of room is Finley to the 40 and down to the 37-yard line.
Nice little wheel route.
And that will move the sticks.
Result of that pass play is a
as another Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down all the way down to the Fennimore 37-yard line.
Like I said, extremely dynamic backfield, and they're kind of proving it right now with these passing plays and these running plays, both by the quarterback and running back.
Well, Finley's not big, but he certainly is
First
fast.
and 10 from the Golden Eagles 38.
1st and 10 from the spot at the 38-yard line, and a fake run and a pass over the middle, and a short game for Bossert. Quick pass down to the 30-yard line for 7.
Pass, number 6, Brett Bossert.
Like you said, Grady Finley's not a very big guy, only standing 5'7", 154 pounds. Neither is their quarterback. Pretty tall, but he's only weighing 140 pounds, but they both seem like absolute nightmares to tackle in the open field.
I would think that if I were Liam Carey, I would wish that I had a bigger number for his weight on the roster, just because you say 148, it's, ooh, he's going to break in 2 or something like that. 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. Bosser comes in motion and getting tripped up right away trying to get outside was
keeper up the middle.
Carey.
Number 20,
Tackled by
Cooper
number 20,
Imhoff.
Cooper Imhoff.
I'm off. Sorry about that.
No, that is Imhoff.
Oh, it is Imhoff?
Yes.
Well, Cooper Imhoff able to get in the backfield just about as soon as the ball is snapped. Able to end that
Loss of
play
a couple
pretty quickly.
On that. It's 3rd and 5 now from the 33-yard line of the Golden Eagles.
3rd down and 5 yards to go from the 33. 2 receivers on each side. And 1 running back. Fennimore showing blitz. And around the right side goes Carey. Now he throws, and the pass is on the far side. Was that picked off?
He
Or
did.
Carey's pass intended for Bosser.
It was intercepted, but I don't know if it's going to count.
4th and 5 now.
So it's out of bounds.
Yeah.
All right, 4th down, 5 yards to go with 9:53 left in the first half. We're brought to you by Les Mack Automotive in Lancaster. Whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service, because at Les Mack you always get more from less. They will go for it here at the 33-yard line. 4th down, 5 yards to go. Again, the 4 wide, each 2 on each side, 1 running back. The back to pass goes Carey. Has time, throws to the far side, and the pass is caught, and then a huge collision.
Carey with a completion to Finley.
But that will be Finley making the catch. And
Result of that pass
held
play is a
on.
middle point, first down.
And gets the Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down to the 20. Looks like about the 26-yard line.
Number 4, Sean J. Fielder.
Naki.
Oh, Naki Fielder. Okay, sorry about that. Able to make that tackle. Unfortunately, not stopping this Mineral Point Reporters drive.
1st and 10. And again, somebody moved this time. But it might be Fennimore jumping offside. And that is what it was.
Indicated against Fennimore.
Another Pinks Automotive penalty.
5 now from the 22-yard line.
Pushes it down to the 21. 1st down, 5 yards to go. 9:47 left in the first half. And a 7-6 Mineral Point lead over Fennimore. Again, the 4 wide look, while on the far side hash mark. Carey looking around, and Finley moves behind him in the backfield. And it's Finley around the left side, and a gain of a couple down to about the 21-yard line.
Tackled by number 33, Zensavich.
2nd down.
No gain, so it's 2nd and
Actually,
5.
they didn't give him a gain at all, so 2nd down, 5 yards to go. Also on the shoebox scoreboard, after 1, New Glarus leading Lancaster 7-0. That's on 97.7 Country WGLR. River Ridge leading Pecatonica Argyle 14-0 after a quarter. And the Blackhawk Warren leading Potosi Cassville 6-0. 7:27 in the first. That's on X1071. Quick pass to the left side. And a catch.
Carey
and
with completion to Schrader.
Fired down is Hudson Schrader.
Tackled by number 8, Corey Drazen.
And he is down to the 15,
Result
and that will move the sticks.
Mineral Point, first down.
On a big Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down to the 15 in the Bitech Green Zone, a Greener Way Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. 8:46 and the clock running in the first half. Monroe Point with a 7-6 lead. 2 receivers on each side, quite spread out. Actually, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. And Carey will keep it and run around the left side. And still going to the 10 and down to the 5.
Carey with the keeper around the left side. Tackled by 55, Colton Tollefson.
Tollefson makes the tackle. He is just short, it looks like, of the first down.
First down, 2nd and short.
So it's down to
about the 6.
5.5 maybe. 2nd and 1 from there. And a quarterback draw for Carey around the right side, and this time he goes down, but he gets down to the 2-yard line.
Right off right tackle. Like 33.
It will be a first down.
Tollefson were there. Result of that run is a Mineral Point first down.
7:58 remaining in the first half. Another Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down deep in the Bi-Tech green zone. And it's a keeper for Carey around the right side, and he is in for the Northern Buildings touchdown.
Mineral Point touchdown.
With 7:46 left in the first half, Mineral Point extends its lead to 13-6. And that was a pretty epic scoring drive, 80 yards.
Yeah, Mineral Point really took their time getting the ball down there, and once they got within that 5-yard line, they just back to back that QB draw, able to slowly draw back into the.
Carey's extra point somehow got in.
Over the crossbar.
It may have been blocked,
7:46 to go in the
but
half.
not hard enough. It ends up going in.
Fennimore 6.
Well, blocked or not, that is an extra point.
And it is Mineral Point 14, Fennimore 6, with 7:46 left in the first half. Back after this on Super Hits 106.
In Game 5.
Hello, Mitch here from Kieler Family Dental. There's never been a better time to explore what's possible for you and your family at our 3 state-of-the-art facilities. From routine dental care to same-day crowns to clear aligners, veneers, and implants, we cover a wide spectrum of dental services. Call our team and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
In Game 5.
18 plays, 80 yards, and 5 minutes and 47 seconds. That's practically half of a quarter. And Mineral Point extends its lead. Liam Carey with his second touchdown of the game. And the Wounded Duck extra point still went in. It was tipped by somebody, but it is now the kick is recovered or returned up to about the 38-yard line. And so the Eagles will take over with 7:38 left in the first half after Cooper Imhoff's return. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch Cobb in Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim during the game a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch Cobb in Platteville. 1st and 10 from the 38. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Actually, two to the right. And up the middle goes Kelly, and Kelly spun down
on the carry
after a gain of about 2.
Immediately by number 10, Clayton Yana.
To the 40-yard line, 2nd and 8. Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, their guided upland bird and waterfowl hunts with friends and family will create memories that'll last forever. Make your best shot with Point and Flush Sportsman's Club in Potosi. We're also brought to you by Bouse Electric. Call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher at Bouse Electric, Lancaster, and Fennimore. 2 receivers each side. Actually, there's 3 because there are 3 because Krubel's all alone in the backfield. Now a man comes in motion, and he gets the ball running up the field up to the 45 and to the 47-yard line. Gain of 7.
Number 4, Sean Yankee
Fiedler. And it's 3rd down and a yard to go. Many of these players, of course, for Fennimore played on the Eagles baseball team that went to state back last spring. Winning the sectional in Osseo and about 2 games that went to extra innings. I'll tell you something right there. 3rd down and a yard to go. At the 47, up the middle goes Kelly, and holding the ball with 2 hands, gets the first down. to the Mineral Point 49-yard line. It was interesting because they spotted back at the 49, but that's all. Needed one and got two. He gets the Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first out. They played Cuba City, beat them 1-0 in 8 innings. And then they played Westby and beat them 3-2 in 8 innings. And the same pitcher, Corey Drayson, got the win in both cases in relief. 1st and 10 for the 49. 2 wingbacks and 2 ends. And Kelly up the middle, and he's down to the 45-yard line.
Carey, 55, Sawyer
A gain of 6.
Number 10, Clayton Yana, both in on
Second down, 4 yards to go. The other thing that was funny was that Tyson Starkey
gain of 6 on that run.
Got both
Second
game-winning hits
Pointers
in the 8th inning. And I asked him after the game, when was the last time you got 2 game-winning hits in a day? And he said, I don't think I've ever gotten one ever. Good timing.
Yeah, no better time to get it.
Second down, 4 yards to go from the Mineral Point 45. 2 receivers over to the left side, wing back on the right. And Yankee Fiedler comes in motion, gets the ball, and gets across the 40, and he will have a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down with a late flag coming in. I believe that was a flag, or is that a...
Yana might have been in on that.
I believe it might have been
after the play.
Or was it the beanbag?
It might have been.
Well, the officials are talking about it.
Well, I saw a Fennimore player, I don't know quite who it was, thrown to the ground. It seemed like he did a cartwheel a little bit afterwards. Yeah.
Personal foul against the Pointers.
Yep.
It's a late hit.
Pretty sure that was against number 18, Hudson Schroeder.
And so they got the first down, but they get another first down because of the Pink's automotive penalty. That pushes them all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Pointers 25.
1st and 10. 14-6. Mineral Point with 5 minutes left in the first half. 2 receivers over to the right side. And 2 running backs on either side of Dawson Krubel. And Krubel hands off to Kelly around the left side. And Kelly is down to the 21-yard line.
Kelly on the
for gain of about 4 yards.
Jake Dannenberg's in on the tackle.
Second down and 6 coming up. 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
On that run, it's 2nd and 7 at the Pointers 22.
2 receivers go to the right side. And again, the 2 running back look on either side of Krubel, the quarterback. Long count. And it's going to be Krubel keeping it. Rolls to the right. Looks, fires to the corner of the end zone. Got him in, and it is a touchdown.
Krubel connects with number 6, Casey Drazen.
Casey Drazen in the right corner of the end zone
for a Fennimore touchdown.
And the Eagles on the Northland Buildings touchdown make it 14-12 with 4:02 left in the first half.
Both teams took their time and both teams capitalized. Beautiful toss by Krubel. Nice catch by Drazen.
7 plays, 62 yards, and now they will go for 2 to try to tie the game. And it's a snap right to Kelly, and he runs it in for the 2. And so we are, no,
Kelly's
he didn't
run
get it.
Is no good.
I could have sworn he ran into the end zone, but apparently not.
Seemed like he got stuck up
in the first half. It's
pretty
Mineral
quick
Point 14,
by the Mineral Point
Fennimore 12.
D-line. That D-line seems like when they get a hold of that running back, it just stops right there. There's not much activity besides that.
7 minutes. Let's try that again. 7 plays, 62 yards in 3 minutes and 34 seconds for the Eagles to cut it to 2, but again, failed on the Pointed Flush Sportsman's Club extra point attempt. And so it's 14-12. Mineral Point leading Fennimore.
Well, following that stop 2-point conversion, it feels like a lot of the momentum's on Mineral Point, and I feel like that's due to the student section. Its press box is shaking with these guys jumping to our right. I don't know if you can feel that, but I definitely can.
Paulson to kick. Bomstead and Bossert back deep. Schrader.
Here's the kick, and it is caught at the 30-yard line, so that's where the Pointers will start with 4:02 remaining in the first half. And each team has scored on all but one possession to this point.
Well, afraid to make the same mistakes the Fennimore Eagles did. With that return, that second line of that kickoff return just gets down when they catch that ball.
One receiver to the left, three to the right. On 1st and 10, Carey out of the pistol. Will keep it, runs around the left side, and cuts it forward and gets up to about the 38-yard line for a gain of 8.
The left side.
Second down, 2 yards to go. We are brought to you by Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring, stair installation, and refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only National Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher, and the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. We're also brought to you by Millie's Diner in Dickeyville, where everything is homemade. Open 7 days a week, 7 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. Check out their menu and daily specials on Facebook. 2nd and 2 from the Mineral Point 38-yard line. And it's a kind of a delayed handoff to Findlay, and he will get the first down.
Findlay with a carry off the left side, 55.
Didn't get much more than that, but he only needed 2 yards. And he kind of danced around a little bit to get that, but he did get the Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down to the 40. 3:08 left in the first half.
1st and 10 at the Pointers 40.
14-12 Mineral Point. Lancaster Dental Associates and Fennimore Smiles. Get the smile you want and the health you deserve. Learn more at lancdent.com. 1st and 10 from the 40. 3 receivers over to the right, 1 to the left. And actually it's Carey, a keeper, after he faked the handoff, and he gains 3 up to the 43-yard line. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. We're brought to you by Sups.com, our SAC sponsor. Fuel your fitness journey with a wide selection of products from a locally owned company. Visit our Fennimore, Dubuque, and Platteville locations and at Sups.com. Also, People's State Bank for personal, home, business, and ag loans. Visit one of their convenient area locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com, member FDIC. 2nd and 7 from the 43 of Mineral Point. Keeper again for Carey around the left side. Gets to the 45, pulled down from behind. After he got up to the 47-yard line, it'll be 3rd down and 4.
Owen Kloss on the tackle.
Well, Mineral Point is struggling to get really anything moving. Fennimore Golden Eagles defense is doing a pretty good job stopping from any big games like they were doing earlier in the game.
5 on that run.
Let me try that again. 3rd and 3, actually.
Pointers 47.
Math is hard. 3rd and 3 from the 47. Schrader is the receiver to the left side, and there's 3 of them over to the right, including Bomstad and Bossert. And the one running back is Findlay behind Liam Carey. And another keeper for Carey, and he fights his way forward to get the first down. Down to the Fennimore 48-yard line. Another Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down.
Zanzevich was at the bottom. Result of that
run is 10 left in the first half.
First down.
Mineral Point has 2 timeouts. Fennimore has all 3 of theirs. It's actually spotted at the 49. Plenty of time for the Pointers. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. When you consider the timeouts. Back to pass is Carey. Quick pass to the left side for Bossert.
Carey hooks up with number 18, Schrader.
That's Hudson Schrader making the catch.
Number 6, Casey Drayson.
Smart play to get out of bounds and not have to burn another timeout.
To the 39-yard line.
Gain of 9 on that pass play. Second and 1.
Second down at about a yard to go, maybe a little less.
Of the Golden Eagles.
Schrader over on the left side. 3 receivers again on the right. On the near side hash mark, back to pass is Carey. Has time, throws over the middle and making a catch over the middle.
Schrader again.
To Schrader, and that'll be easily a first down.
Tackle by number 6.
Sullivan Auctioneers and Big Iron Realty first down, but
Field is indication holding against the Pointers.
Never mind. Holding Mineral Point. Pink's Automotive penalty will push it all the way back to the 49 and make it, instead of 2nd and 1, make it 2nd and 11. Pink's Automotive in Lancaster and Goodney's Garage in Platteville have the certified technicians, equipment, and experience to keep your vehicle in top running condition. Also, we're brought to you by Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes. Gary's Pest Control, over 40 years of professional friendly service.
2nd and 1, you might as well go for the pass, and you saw the flag thrown just about right after.
2nd and 11 now from midfield.
He caught the ball, and it unfortunately pushes the Pointers back.
Clock running, 37 seconds left in the first half. And a fake run, and rolling to the right, Carey throws, and over the intended receiver around the 30-yard line.
Pass intended for Memphis Burkhalter.
That was Memphis Burkhalter, and the first time they have thrown to him.
Number 14, Owen Kloss. 3rd and 11 now from midfield.
3rd down and 11.
Well, I got to tell him, number 1, Liam Carey's having a hard time getting the ball down in the receiver's hands, but I got to say that he is running in the opposite direction and throws it. That's not an easy pass to make.
No, that's a very hard pass for a right-handed quarterback to run left and then throw.
Exactly.
3rd and 11 at midfield, 29 seconds left in the half. And back to pass. Now he's going to run it. Carey around the right side. He will be stopped right at midfield.
Sacked by.
And let's see if Fennimore calls a timeout or not. And it looks like they won't. Fennimore will get the ball to start the second half. 7 seconds left of the half. And it looks like we're headed to halftime. After 24 minutes of football, Mineral Point 14, Fennimore 12. McNett Electric halftime report after these messages on Super Hits 106.
Timeout taken by the Pointers.
People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
ADRC of Grant County invites you to Elderfest Friday, October 24th from 9 to 11:30 a.m. Elderfest is free for area seniors at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Lancaster. You'll find valuable aging resources, health screenings, a vaccine clinic, as well as live music from Doug Wayne, a concession stand, door prizes, and other giveaways. Free transportation's available with a reservation at 608-723-6113. A morning full of fun, health, and community at Elderfest Friday, October 24th in Lancaster.
This fall, relax, refresh, and give back. Now through November 7th, support Food for Fall at Potosa Spa inside Hotel Julian Dubuque. Enjoy 3 indulgent seasonal services, a 1-hour warming cider massage, a rejuvenating apple enzyme facial, and a cozy pumpkin bliss pedicure. $15 from every service goes to the Convivium, supporting their casserole program to help families before the holidays. Each guest will be treated to a glass of warm caramel apple wine and a fall goodie bag. Call Potosa Spa today to book your appointment.
Are you looking for a new and exciting career? This is Jen Casper with Queen Bee Radio. We're currently hiring for people to join our radio and digital sales team. Queen Bee Radio is a fun and family-oriented work environment with unlimited growth opportunities. Life's too short to work where you're not having fun. Give me a call today at 608-349-2045, and I can tell you firsthand how my career in radio sales has been incredibly rewarding. Go to our social media pages or our websites and click on the career link for details on this radio and digital sales opportunity and to apply. why.
Hi, this is Sue Rydell from the Bell Tower Theater, inviting you to our uproarious new comedy, The Second to Last Chance Ladies League. When Deidre opens Occasionally Yours, an event center for all kinds of fresh new gatherings, her dearest friends rally around her. What could possibly go wrong? Basically, almost everything. Don't miss The Second to Last Chance Ladies League, October 10th to the 26th. Tickets are just $26. Call 588-3377 or visit belltowertheater.net.
Looking to upgrade your floors? Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington has new arrivals in stock ready to install. Choose from luxury vinyl plank, tile, and laminate from top brands like Paramount and Mannington. Hermson's has in-stock carpet rolls too. And don't worry about the hassle because they measure and install. Hermson's now stocks Sluter systems for tile, showers, and floors, complete with waterproofing and drains. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, family owned since 1942.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of Friday Night Football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, Darlington, Family Dental, and Carey, seamless gutters and overhead doors on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Laley Center Monroe. And it is time for the McNett Electric. Hang on a sec here. It is time for the McNett Electric halftime report. Just check some stuff off here. For all your electrical needs, call McNett Electric in Belmont. By the way, I have to say that we missed a play. Believe it or not, when we were going to break, Fennimore suddenly called a timeout with 1 second left on 4th and 11, and the Pointers ended up just downing the ball on 4th and 11, and so we apologize for your missing one play, and for my reaction you may have heard to that on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, because the dummy operating the audio box didn't shut his microphone off in time. Don't worry, it wasn't anything that's going to get an FCC violation. At any rate, it is 14-12. Mineral Point leading Fennimore at the half. And both teams have been able to move the ball pretty well, although in the case of Fennimore, they actually stalled out on their first drive of the game. I got to correct myself. Mineral Point actually will be getting the ball to start the second half, and maybe that's why they didn't push it on that last series. Pointers got the ball after a fourth down stop at the 49-yard line and went 51 yards in 8 plays and 3 minutes and 40 seconds with Liam Carey running it in from 5 yards out. Extra point made it 7-0 Mineral Point with 6:39 remaining in the first quarter. The Eagles then took the ball from their 49 down to the 19-yard line, but that drive, or actually, no, I remember what it was now. It was the onside kick that gave Mineral Point the ball at the Fennimore 49. They got it down to the 19, but failed on 4th and 2. They only got a yard. Fennimore took over from there and went 81 yards in just 4 plays, and it was a 69-yard run by Ryler Zanzevich. The extra point failed because of a fumble, or because of a bad snap, so they made it 7-6 with 1:33 remaining in the first quarter. Kickoff went into the end zone, and so Mineral Point then went on an epic 18-play, 80-yard drive that took 5 minutes and 47 seconds and ended with another touchdown for Carey of 1 yard actually. And the extra point, which was blocked but still went in, made it 14-6 with 7:46 left of the first half. The Eagles then went 62 yards in 7 plays and 3:34. A touchdown pass from Dawson Krubel to Casey Drayson. The 2-point run was short, however, and that's where we sit, 14-12. Mineral Point leading Fennimore at the half.
Well, like you talked about, that first half was a lot more, there's like you said, the foreplay with the 69-yard run by 33, Ryder Zanzavich. And then that onside kick to get that ball back. That second half was a lot more mellow. Both teams holding onto the ball for a lot longer than you expect, but able to capitalize. Fortunately, Fennimore wasn't able to push that 2-point conversion that would end up tying the game. So now they sit 14-12. I'm excited to see what the second half will hold. Whether or not we'll see any big plays like that 69-yard run or a super long drive like that 18-play that led with 80 yards that took about half the second quarter. I'm curious to see how the rest of this game will play out and what the coaches have to say in the locker room.
14-12, Mineral Point leads Fennimore at the half. More of the McNett Electric halftime report after these messages on Super Hits 106.
In Game 6.
I'm here today with Keith Dula from Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Keith, it seems like hybrids are dominating the roads, but there aren't many charging locations in Dubuque.
Agreed. Luckily, Toyota hybrids don't require plug-in charging. The Toyota hybrid system is built to charge while the vehicle is being driven, so there's no need for plug-in charging.
That's awesome. What about the battery life? Should people be worried about its longevity?
Not at all. Toyota has sold over 5 million hybrids in the last 25 years. Plus, their battery warranty covers you for 10 years or 150,000 miles.
How does regular maintenance on a hybrid compare to a gas model?
Hey, that's a great question. Toyota hybrid vehicles require the same maintenance as gas-powered models and oftentimes even less. For example, the hybrid model's regenerative braking charges the battery while slowing down the vehicle, increasing the life of the vehicle's brake pads.
Wow, it seems like there are a lot of benefits in choosing a hybrid Toyota. Visit Anderson Weber in Dubuque to learn more and to take a test drive today.
In Game 6.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, and Lilly Center, Monroe. The Mineral Point High School Band is getting big points from the announcer for doing a Chicago show, an early Chicago show, the stuff from their first two spectacular albums. And meanwhile, 14-12, Mineral Point leading Fennimore at the half, and it is time now for the halftime fix. Millie's Diner in Dickville presents the halftime fix. Stop in and see what they're fixing for you. And what do you think? Fennimore's down, other than convert on their extra points. What do you think the Eagles have to do?
Well, I think it's limiting those big plays. You saw it. They really held Mineral Point just to play their own game. They did a good job limiting those big plays, but they didn't get quite the turnover they were looking for. And with a couple passing plays and that 1-yard run play by their quarterback, number 1, Liam Carey, that led them scoring the ball and then almost blocking that field goal. I think if Fennimore can limit those big plays and then halt them on those third downs and get those fourth down turnover on downs, then I think the Fennimore offense will be able to hold their own and get the points they need.
And meanwhile, Mineral Point, they're obviously up because they've converted their extra points. But what do you think the Pointers need to do in the second half?
I think the Pointers are doing a good job at just playing their own game. They had that 18-play, 80-yard drive where they had a couple points where they were in trouble. Get some penalties on that drive, but other than that, they kind of just brushed it off, and they were confident, like they talked about, and they just they played their game, and they got to where they wanted to, and that was in the end zone, and their quarterback kicking the field goal and just putting it in there, and that's putting them up. I think their defense just needs to continue to stop them. That's one of the reasons why they are up just 2 points, is that, on that 2-yard, 2-point conversion, that it holds them. And I think the Mineral Point just needs to keep playing their game, and I think they'll be able to pull out here.
And again, the Pointers will get the ball to start the second half. 14-12, Mineral Point leads Fennimore at the half. We will be back with the second half after these messages on Super Hits 106.
In Game 7.
Oakwood Fruit Farm is bursting with the flavors of fall. Check out Honeycrisp, Cortland McIntosh, and many more apples. The bakery's in full swing with fresh apple cider donuts, take and bake pies ready for your oven, gooey caramel apples. While you're there, stock up on fresh apple cider, cranberries, pumpkin, squash, and other seasonal treats. And here's the cherry. Apple on top. Every Tuesday, take 10% off all apple purchases. Celebrate the taste of fall at Oakwood Fruit Farm, where every bite tastes like autumn.
Oakwood Fruit Farms, that's the one for family fun.
Some things are meant to come in a box, like chocolates, phones, or jewelry, but some things aren't, like a mattress. Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress, and there are 2 major reasons why your next mattress should not come from a box. First, when foam is compressed for too long, it will lose its ability to return to its full thickness. And second, a good quality mattress, one worth the money you paid for it, is too heavy to ship by parcel service. With mattresses, lighter isn't better, period. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
In Game 7.
Our game also brought to you by Mountain City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in at Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountaincitybank.com. Wood Law Office, serving you in Fennimore and Boscoville, providing Grant County estate planning, elder law, probate, business law, real estate, and municipal law. Call Ben at Wood Law Office, Fennimore and Boscoville. Southwest Health has over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. West End Salvage in Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz and the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage in Lancaster. Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Laley Center Monroe. Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point, the experts for auto service and repairs. For tune-ups, new tires, and complete diagnostics, visit the experts at Dan's Auto Center, Mineral Point. Eggers Enterprises in Mineral Point specializes in residential and commercial landscaping and hardscaping, and now includes lawn care and hydro seeding. They'll always exceed your expectations. Check them out on the web or Facebook and call Lane today. Ivy Construction Incorporated is a family-owned and operated ready-mix aggregate and excavation company serving Southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction, Mineral Point, and we're brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com, member FDIC. Shoebox Scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Well, first, Dodgers 3, Brewers nothing in the bottom of the second. That's on AM 1590 WPVL. Then, let's see here. Blackhawk Warren leading Potosi Cassville 22-7 at the half. That is on X1071. Iowa Grant leading Riverdale at the half 6-0. Iowa Grant's one of those bubble teams and on the wrong side of the bubble at the moment, but, well, I guess we'll see. Platteville leads Broadhead Judah 42-6 at the half down in Broadhead. Halftime, Benton Scales-Mount Schulzberg leading Southwestern East Dubuque 7-0. Here's I think a surprise. Richland Center leading Prairie du Chien 22-7 in the second quarter. And also River Ridge leading Pecatonica Argyle 14-0 after a quarter. The interesting thing is, of course, Prairie du Chien, one of the 3 teams that if they win tonight, could end up winning.
The winner of the 50-50 was Andy.
A share of the SWC title, but they're on the wrong end of the halftime score. Richland Center, certainly a bubble team. And so that's the thing about the playoff matrix that everybody is trying to figure out is, basically how it works. And there have been weeks where a team lost a game and moved up like one spot. There have been weeks where a team won a game and moved down a spot. And so nobody is 100% sure how it goes. Mineral Point seemed to think they needed to win tonight. They may not need to win tonight to get into the playoffs, and of course a lot of it also depends on what other teams are doing. So everybody's kind of like, I don't know,
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it's kind of confusing to know whether or not you have to or you don't have to win to make it to the playoffs. But, all I see is further determination for the Mineral Point Pointers to think that they have to win this game to get in the playoffs. So that kind of gives them a do or don't mentality in it, and it gives them a kind of a more of a backbone to think, if we lose, we might be able to make it in. Then think, we win here, we make it in. I think it's a way to make them. Their coaches, I think, are thinking the same way, and it can give them a real mentality to want to win this game. And like you said, they're doing what they want. They're up for a reason, and that's because they're doing good on the defensive side of the ball, and they're doing what they want on the offensive side of the ball.
The teams that are on the bubble, I guess we'd say between like 25 and 35. Richland Center's 29th, Lancaster's 27th. They're of course in the SWC and in Division 5. Point 28, Cuba City 36. They pick up a forfeit win this week, of course. Hard to say if that's going to help them or not. Iowa Grande at 38 in Division 6. River Ridge 30 in Division 7. Riverdale 38. And then, so those are teams that I mean, if you're upward, if you're 32 or higher, you're in. The question becomes, does it, do teams move around a lot this late in the season?
Yeah, I know what you mean. River Ridge, they're playing
Peck Argyle.
Pecatonic Argyle. Pecatonic Argyle's 43, so I doubt that River Ridge is going to get much of a bump here.
Yeah, they're not going to.
Out of a game like that.
Peck Argyle's obviously out of it. So.
Yeah, exactly like that. Basketball, I don't want to bring their name up because they haven't had really any success, especially with setting was against Cuba, and they're not going to get any boost from beating basketball.
And Bomstead back deep for the Pointers.
Two receivers back for Mineral Point. They will be moving right to left in the third quarter. And here is the kickoff. And it is a faked reverse. And running around the left side of the 40, 45, 50. And Bossert is going to go if he can beat one runner. And he does. Brett Bossert.
Mineral Point touchdown.
With about an 80-yard or 85-yard kickoff return for the touchdown. And talk about starting the second half with a bang. They faked the reverse on the kickoff, and Bossert just kept going up the near sideline and outran everybody for the Northland Buildings touchdown.
Can't think of a better way to start a second half than that. Beautiful run.
That makes it 20-12, and obviously this becomes a huge extra point. And the extra point is up and good. And so Carey with the extra point. Northland Buildings touchdown and the Point of Flush Sportsman's Club extra point. It is Mineral
6,
Point
Brett
21.
Leads to a 7 for the Pointers.
And Fennimore 12, 14 seconds into the third.
3 for 3 tonight with the extra points. Puts them up a score and 1 point if they get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Very important extra point there, and he's able to capitalize.
Well, this is abrupt because we just have another update on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. And now we see it is Prairie du Chien leading Richland Center 28-22 at the half.
Wow.
And Richland Center, that means they were up 22-7, so Prairie du Chien scored three straight touchdowns. Bizarre. And meanwhile, Dodgeville leading River Valley at the half, 14-13. New Glarus leading Lancaster at the half, 21-12. That is on 97.7 Country WGLR. 21-12, Mineral Point. After Brett Bossertz, I'd say that was about an 85-yard kick return, 80 to 85 yards. And here is the kickoff return for Fennimore up near the 30-yard line.
Kelly is brought down.
Reese Kelly. And now the problem for Fennimore is they're down, even though it's only 9 points, they're down 2 scores. And stops on defense have been not real plentiful tonight.
Puts Fennimore in a pretty tough position here, both offensively and defensively.
2 receivers on each side. Krubel has 1 running back, Kelly, on 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. And it's a keeper for Krubel, swings it out to the right side, and the pass is caught, and a first down at the 40 and more up to the 45-yard line.
Krubel with a complete pass to number 4, Sean Yankee.
Sean Yankee Fiedler makes the catch.
Was a first down
and that ends up being 15 yards. And a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down to the 45. Our game today brought to you by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop at a Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at MoundCityBank.com. 1st and 10, Fennimore 45-yard line going left to right in the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers out to the left. Yankee Fiedler goes in motion. And a run around the left side and a gain of about 5 for 4 yards.
Yankee Fiedler.
And that was Yankee Fiedler again out of motion.
Tackled by number 1, Liam Carey.
2nd and 6 coming up. Wood Law Office serving you in Fennimore and Boscobel. Providing Grant County estate planning, elder law, probate, business law, real estate, and municipal law. Call Bennett Wood Law Office, Fennimore and Boscobel. Ball just shy of midfield. So it's 2nd down and 5.5. 1 receiver out to the right. Receiver out to the left, also wingback also to the right. Now he comes in motion. And Kelly around the right side. And Kelly will get the first down across the Fennimore 45-yard line.
Kelly with a carrier off the right side. Number 55, Sawyer.
Fennimore seems to enjoy giving it to Kelly. And he seems to be doing a pretty good job on this drive to get where he wants.
And however, it isn't going to count because of a kind of delayed illegal procedure call, which pushes it back to the 44-yard line and makes it 2nd and 11. And that was, I mean, I didn't see a flag, and the officials were extremely late from what you usually see.
Did not see a flag, but that will push them
and they're not too happy about that on the Fennimore sideline. You could hear that from here, and they're on the other side of the sideline.
So it'll be second.
We're brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com, member FDIC.
2nd and 10 from the 45 of the Golden Eagles.
2nd down, and it's spotted at the 45, 10 yards to go. 2 receivers to the left, 2 running backs. On either side of Krubel, who has been in the pistol the whole game. And a run up the middle and a first down and a whole lot more, all the way down to the Mineral Point 40-yard line.
Number 33, Ryder Zanzavich.
And that's Zanzavich getting another
number 6, Brett Bosser.
Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down.
I think we've talked about it before. Ryder Zanzavich is 5'11", 200 pounds, and he's got a motor, and if you can't tell, I don't know who that was, but he absolutely annihilated him when he ran into him. Not somebody I would want to run into in the backfield.
2 receivers to the right, and 2 running backs again on 1st and 10. And this is Kelly around the left side. And Kelly for a gain of about 2 down to the 38-yard line.
Kelly on the carry.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. 9:12 left in the 3rd, 21-12. Mineral Point leading Fennimore. Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville. offers a history of caring and understands that each family is unique and will honor personal requests and tradition. Matt and Laura Melby at the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Fennimore. Second down, 8 yards to go. From the 39-yard line is actually where they spot it. And back to pass. Krubel slips it out to the left side, and the pass is caught and down the sideline for a brief time.
Reception from Krubel.
Kelly makes the catch, gets to the 37.
Tackled by a pack of pointers on the
In the first half of this game, Fennimore had a kind of a closed set. They kind of just sat on that run up the middle, and now from that pistol set with Krubel in the backfield, I feel like they've opened up their playbook a little bit, and it's allowed Fennimore offense to be a little more diverse and move the ball up.
3rd and 6 from the Mineral Point 36-yard line. Two receivers again to the right side. And it is Zanzevich around the left side, and he didn't get to where he wanted to go. He ends up losing a yard. Back to the 37-yard line, and it'll be 4th and 7 from there. Actually, all the way back at the 38, 38. And it's 4th down, 8 yards to go. You have to go for it, but this is not going to be easy. One receiver, two receivers to the right. And again, the two running back look. And Krubel will go roll to the right, looks, and now fires it to the right side, and the pass is caught at the 20-yard line. It's Yankee Kieler making the catch, but there's a penalty flag. And it's false start on Fennimore.
Legal motion, false start on the Golden Eagles.
And that erased a first down to the Bitech green zone. It'll make it 4th and 13 back at the 43. That was ill-timed to say the least.
Absolutely. Well, I feel like we've seen that play before. They scored on that play.
That was the touchdown pass.
Yeah, they went back to it and it was successful, but like we talked about before, some ill-timed penalties pushes them back into an even tougher position. Let's see if they can do it again.
Somehow they made that, it looked like a 4-yard penalty. Well, it's 4th and 10 or 11. And back to pass goes Krubel. Now he throws it over the middle. A diving catch or jumping catch is made, and that's going to be a first down.
Krubel with a completion to number 9.
And the catch
Jacob Kretschmann
made by Jacob Kretschmann, the tight end, his first of the game. And down to the 25-yard line, needed 11 and got 18. And a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down to the 25. 6:14 left in the third. Now run up the middle and
Kelly with a run up
into the Bitech green zone, or Grinderway Bitech Resource Management of Monroe.
That run is a first down.
And all the way down to the 7-yard line.
Well, I know Justin Leonard before the game talked about Fennimore being so diverse and so athletic.
And now picking up the tempo a little bit. 1st and goal from the 7. And it is Kelly around the left side, and this time the Mineral Point defense is there to stop him after a gain of a yard to the 6.
Looked like he got stuck behind his own offensive lineman and got caught pretty quickly at the line of scrimmage.
We're brought to you by Northland Buildings. For a quality Northland building built up for the Northland, contact Joe Ryder, your local expert in quality Northland post-frame buildings. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque when you are ready.
Mineral Point, please.
2nd and goal from the 6. You got your keys. Two receivers to the right. Someone lost theirs in the bleachers. They have just announced. 2nd and goal from the 6. Two receivers to the right. And trying to get around the outside. And again, the Pointers defense stops that.
Zanzavich on the carry.
Zanzavich ends up losing a yard back to the 7, and it'll be 3rd and goal from there.
Well, a lot of momentum with that pass play brought back by a
3rd and goal from the 8.
penalty, and then another pass play with a jumping catch to put him back for the first down, and now 2 stopped runs.
3rd and goal from the 7. 2 receivers to the right. And 1 running back this time. And Krubel from the pistol. And fakes the handoff, throws to the right side, is tipped through the end zone and almost intercepted.
Krubel's pass intended for number 9, Kretschmann.
Kretschmann was the intended receiver. And it is 4th and goal from the 7.
Like I said before, we saw that exact same pass play. That's what got him the first down after the penalty. And they had the exact same target. Unfortunately, didn't come down with it.
Back to the 2 running back look and 2 receivers to the right. 4th and goal from the 7. And Krubel back, rolls to the right, looks, takes off with it to the 5, and he is in for the touchdown.
Krubel with the keeper off the right side.
The Northland Buildings touchdown. With 4:22 remaining in the 3rd quarter, that ends up being a 70-yard scoring drive that took more than 7 minutes.
A couple points where Fennimore was kind of on their heels, but Mineral Point not able to stop them.
And here is the try for 2. And it's a run around the left side and into the end zone is Kelly.
So with 4:22
and so that makes it Mineral Point 21, Fennimore 20. With 4:22 left in the 3rd, back after this on Super Hits 106.
The Dodge Point Cross Country Treat.
In Game 8, Southwest Tech and Fennimore celebrates Wisconsin Manufacturing Month. Employers in Southwest Wisconsin are eager to hire skilled workers in manufacturing, and the Industrial Mechanic program at Southwest Tech equips students with technical expertise in areas like mechanical drive systems, electrical systems, basic welding, machining, and more. Graduates of this program can either enter the workforce or continue their education in the 2-year electromechanical technology program. Apply today at swtc.edu. Southwest Tech, education as unique as you.
Don't you just hate it when your kiddos get tired and want to quit trick-or-treating before you've hit all the best houses? You know, the ones that hand out full-size candy bars. This Halloween, fuel your little goblins with hearty sandwiches made on Country Hearth Kids' Choice bread before heading out. Made the old-fashioned way with whole grains and natural sweeteners, Country Hearth breads are a treat the whole family will love. And as any monster will tell you, the best nights start with a great bite. Country Hearth, baked locally and delivered fresh daily.
In Game 8.
4:22 remaining in the 3rd. How about this for a scoring drive? 16 plays, 70 yards, and 7 minutes and 19 seconds. And then an attempt at an onside kick.
The onside kick is recovered,
and that is recovered by Mineral Point.
Sawyer Dannenberg, and there is a flag at midfield.
And there's a flag, and that flag where it's thrown might be either somebody was offside or it didn't go 10 yards. And we don't have
full confirmation yet,
because the 2 of the officials are talking to each other near the Mineral Point offensive huddle, so we haven't had a signal or anything like that. It ends up getting recovered at the Mineral Point 42 with 4:20. So one onside kick begets another, but this one was not successful. Yeah, was it offside? Excuse me.
I don't know. I guess I missed the signal.
Indication was a personal foul against Fennimore.
Ooh, personal foul on Fennimore.
Well, I was thinking it was something like that. I heard the crowd
first and 10 for the
seemed to have a reaction
yeah.
right after the ball was kicked.
So it's a 1st and 10 for Mineral Point at the Fennimore 43-yard line. And now
taken by Fennimore.
Timeout called by Fennimore. They're first of the second half with 4:20 remaining in the third quarter. Clare Bank, with their 8 convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin, proud to support our community events. Clare Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Hearns' Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hearns' Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hearns' for the perfect paint for your next project. Hearns' Ace Hardware, Bloomington and Platteville. We're checking out the replay, and yeah, he got tagged good, didn't he?
Yeah, it seemed like it was just straight helmet-to-helmet contact.
Nice use of replay there, by the way.
Absolutely.
Russell Law Office is here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin Russell Law Offices. 4:20 in the third. And the personal foul and after the kind of compounding the failed onside kick, Mineral Point with a short field at the Fennimore 43. And here's a run around the left side, and Bossert races out of bounds
the left side.
On the slot sweep, or the jet sweep, you could, I suppose, call it.
Gain of about 4 on that play.
He gets down to the 40-yard line.
That'll make it about...
Not a lot of weight behind these ball carriers. Bossert 6'1", 165. A little heavier than number 1 Liam Carey, but definitely not much behind him either.
2 receivers on each side. On second down and 7 yards to go from the 40-yard line. Back to pass as Carey throws to the left side. Pass is caught, and Schrader gets outside and gets down for another. Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down.
Schrader for a Mineral Point first
down to the 27-yard line. And so the sticks move. 4:09 remaining in the third.
First and 10.
3 receivers.
Fennimore 27.
Go to the right, 1 to the left. 1 running back. That's Finley behind Carey. And it's a keeper for Carey around the left side. And Carey gets to the 25-yard line and goes down after a gain of 2.
Carey on the keeper off the left side.
Second down, 8 yards to go as we go inside 4 minutes in the third.
Plus.
Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. The pros at Brian's get the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. We're also brought to you by WCC Brands, Custom Apparel in Kieler, and WCC-Brands.com. Second and 8 from the 25. 1 receiver to the left, 3 to the right. And back to passes. Carey swings it out to Finley. And Finley down to the 20 and still going. It gets down near the 15.
Liam Carey.
You know, with how diverse and how...
Grady Finley.
They're cousins. I didn't know that.
With how diverse and how dynamic this Mineral Point
Result of that
Pointers
pass play is
offense
a Mineral Point
I
first
have to give some credit to the offensive line. The offensive line doing a great job from keeping that Fennimore, that big Fennimore D line from staying in the backfield and allowing Mineral Point to really do what they want with the ball.
First and 10 from the Fennimore 15-yard line in the Bitech Green Zone. Greenway Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. Miller goes in motion and gets the ball. And around the right side, trying to get down inside the 10, and still going. And he's in the end zone. Thorin Bomstead with a touchdown. That makes it 27-20 on the Northland Buildings touchdown with 2:51 left in the third. Scoring drive short, 43 yards due to the penalty, and now the extra point, which is a big extra point for Carey. And the Point and Flush Sportsman's Club extra point is good. Mineral Point 28, Fennimore 20 with 2:51 left in the third. .43 yards in 5 plays on that scoring drive. And our game today actually here. You see these commercials that have just one check mark? Read those. See how many you can get in before the kickoff.
McNett Electric of Belmont can assist you with all of your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNett Electrical are on call and ready to help you with your agriculture, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric Belmont.
And then check it off.
Okay.
Then go to the next one.
WCC brand Breechler Insurance Group for all your insurance needs. Breckler Insurance Group for all your insurance needs at Sievely, Landowski, Breckler Insurance, and Fennimore. Breckler Insurance serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. The Highland State Bank of Highland at highlandstatebank.net. Cole Acres Golf and Grill in Cuba City at coleacresgolfandgrill.com. Spencer Feeds of Vita Plus Belmont offers top quality livestock feed for all your animal needs to get the most out of every input you put in your enterprise. Spencer Feeds, Vita Plus Belmont.
Okay. Now you've done a commercial. Or 4. And the kick returned up to around the 40. I'm not sure if it's Vita or Vita Plus or Vita Plus. Somebody should have indicated that on the script. But I know it's Spensley Feeds. Kickoff return to the 39-yard line, 1st and 10, just shy of the 40.
You know the drink Vita Ice?
No.
I've heard the same problem with how to pronounce that, too. I've heard Vita Ice, Vita Ice.
I would think Vita, but that's just a guess.
Yeah.
One receiver goes out to the left side. Wing back on the right. Now they switch around here with a receiver on the right side. So 2 to the left, 1 to the right, 1 running back. The back to pass is Krubel. And Krubel over the middle, pass is caught, and that's a close to a first down.
Looks like it'll be a gain of about
Kretschmann makes the catch for 9 yards to the 49, 2nd down and a yard to go. Just shy of the 49-yard line, 2:26 left in the third.
I gotta say, it's fun to watch Krubel stand in the pocket and throw the ball. He's done a great job of it so far.
Definitely different kinds of quarterbacks, but certainly they are both very effective quarterbacks, 2 of the better ones in the area. 2 receivers to the left, wing back on the right, 1 running back. 2nd and a yard to go, just shy of the 49. And it's Kelly. And Kelly only will get the first down if he got a favorable spot. He was hit immediately. And it'll be 3rd down, a yard to go.
He's taking a little bit to get up.
No, he might be tired because he's been a workhorse tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're going to measure for this. Or did they? Or he's going to go off, that's why.
He has been a workhorse, and he's been met at the line of scrimmage a lot. Not a lot of success, besides a couple of plays, going straight at the middle.
Now the clock starts, minute 30 remaining in the third, 28-20, Mineral Point. Pointers want to win to ensure a playoff spot. 1 receiver, wingback to the right, 2 receivers to the left. And Yankee Fiedler, the wingback, gets it. And he is getting through the defense, still going to the 30 and all the way down to the 25-yard line. He just fought his way through the majority of the Mineral Point defense and gets the first down. And he earned that Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down.
For the Golden Eagles.
You saw contact, and for about 7 yards, he dragged 2 Mineral Point pointers defense.
Yankee Fiedler, not a big guy either, but
certainly has got that drive.
2 receivers to the left and a wingback on the right and 1 running back again. 1st and 10 at the 25 with 48 seconds left in the third. And the fake handoff, and Kelly rolls to the left, or Krubel rolls to the left, throws into the end zone, and not able to make the connection. Kretschmann, the intended receiver.
With pressure like that, running to the left and throwing to the left when you're a right-handed quarterback, ball did not come out nice, and I did not expect it to.
That is not an easy play. We talked about that before, that you're running in the wrong direction according to your body, or according to your arm, you're running the wrong direction. 2nd and 10 from the 25 of Mineral Point. 2 receivers to the right side. 2 running backs this time. And back to pass is Krubel. Rolls to the right, throws to the right, and a collision.
Krubel's pass intended for Imhoff.
Incomplete. Imhoff, the intended receiver.
Incomplete.
And it'll be 3rd down and 10 yards to go with 32 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Well, with how Mineral Point's offense have been moving, this is kind of a make or break offensive drive here for Fennimore.
They are trailing 28-20. 32 seconds left in the 3rd. 4 wide. 2 receivers on each side. 1 running back. And Krubel ends up keeping it, going to the left, trying to get past a defender, and fights his way forward. And did the ball pop out?
Scrambles off the left
or
side.
was he down
Eventually brought down by
before the ball popped out? And it looks like he was. It ends up being a yard gain to the 24, so he avoids the substock.com sack. It'll be 4th and 9.
4-yard line.
And the clock stopped with 7 seconds left in the 3rd. And there is an injured player on the field, although there is an injured player on the field with 7 seconds left in the 3rd. So we'll tell you we're brought to you by, as it turns out, Southwest Health. They have over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. West End Salvage in Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Krantz of the West End Salvage team for recycling, as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage in Lancaster. Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Laley Center Monroe. And the injured player is a number that I don't have. Well, at any rate, here is 4th down.
3 quarters of play. It's the Mineral Point.
It will be 4th and 9 when we return for the 4th quarter. After 3, Mineral Point 28, Fennimore 20 on Super Hits 106.
In game 9.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
In game 9.
4th down, 9 yards to go for Fennimore from the Mineral Point 24 to start the 4th quarter. 28-20, Mineral Point leads Fennimore. And one man in motion for the left side. Back to pass is Krubel. And Krubel fires right side. Got a receiver down there, and he will get the first down, and he will get down around the 5-yard line. Sean Yaki Fiedler has been his favorite receiver tonight. And ball will be spotted at the 8, but it is a Sullivan Auctioneer. No, correction, at the 4-yard line. It is a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down in the Bitech green zone. a greener way by Tech Resource Management of Monroe. First and goal from the 4. 2 receivers again to the left side. And 2 running backs on either side of Dawson Krubel. And it's a run up the middle and into the end zone.
Number 33, Zanzevich.
For Zanzevich. And everybody is going to learn how to pronounce his name by the time this game is over. It's 28-26, and obviously now after the Northland Buildings touchdown, Fennimore's got to go for 2.
Yep, they want to tie this game and hopefully get a turnover out of Mineral Point Pointers. Gives them a chance to go up. That's if they get this 2-point conversion.
That ends up being a scoring drive of 60 yards in 8 plays.
Fennimore to attempt a 2-point conversion.
And they will go for 2. 2 receivers to the right side, and 2 guys move now. And now under center for the first time is Krubel. And he rolls, hands it off. No, he rolls it around to the left side and strolled into the end zone with nobody in the same zip code. And we're tied at 28.
Seemed like it got us in the press box just as much as it got the D-line. Nobody there to contest. Krubel there putting his hands up saying, "Where are you guys?" as he walks throughout the end zone with nobody even close to touching him.
So Zanzevich with the extra point, and then Krubel with the run, and we are tied at 28 with 41 seconds gone in the 4th quarter. I did tell.
On the field.
Now I wonder what that's about. It would be penalty markers on the field. And Dawson Krubel did spin the ball down on the ground after he ran it in, and I wonder if they got him for an unsportsmanlike. On the shoebox scoreboard, while we wait to figure this out.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Golden Eagles.
And so it's going to push them back on the kickoff, although they will keep although the touchdown stands. It was after the play, after the 2-point run. Meanwhile, on the shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest, Blackhawk Warren now leads Potosi Cassville 28-13, 7:25 in the 4th. That is on X1071. Brewers trailing the Dodgers 3-0 mid-4th. That's on AM 1590 WPVL. Short kickoff. And Mineral Point
Cole Pouts on the return gets it back to midfield where the Pointers
will have great field position. Cole Pouts to midfield to the 50.
Injured player. Number 14, Owen Class.
Owen Klaas, I think. Somebody needs to give you a course in Southwest Wisconsin pronunciations, which somebody should have done before this.
I can tell you those commercials, there's a lot of hard pronunciations.
Well, I can tell you one of them, which is that if you, Zanzevich, but if you have two vowels that are right next to each other, you might see, for instance, a name that's Friedrich, but that's not correct. It's Frederick. Typically, it's the second letter that gets pronounced, the second vowel that gets pronounced if there are 2 that are together. And look out when you got Weagles and Weigels. At midfield, 1st and 10, 46 seconds into the 4th quarter. And we're tied at 28, Mineral Point ball, 1st and 10. 4 receivers, which is what they've had most of the night. And it's a keeper for Carey around the right side to the 45-40 and a first down. And down to the 37-yard line.
Carey with a keeper off the right side.
He's been a little bit quiet
by number 3, Jude Kinney.
in this half, but he gets the Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down here. We're brought to you by Dan's Auto Center in Mineral Point, the experts for auto service and repairs. For tune-ups, new tires, and complete diagnostics, visit the experts at Dan's Auto Center, Mineral Point. Also, Ivy Construction Incorporated, a family-owned and operated ready-mix aggregate and excavation company serving Southwest Wisconsin. Ivy's Construction, Mineral Point. Two receivers on east side. Bossert comes in motion, and it's Bossert around the left side, and Bossert ends up going out of bounds. Gains down to the 32-yard line for about 5.
Number 3, Kitty.
Well, they've run that play before, and each time he gets to the sideline with some yardage, stops the clock and.
Which is not necessarily, well, of course, now that it's tied, I guess that's.
It could be a bad thing, but
yeah, gain of 6 or 7.
It also could be a good thing. I think it's too early in the fourth quarter for it to really matter.
Second down, exactly. 2nd and 4 from the Fennimore 31-yard line. Two receivers go out to the left side. Two stacked receivers on the right. And again, one running back. And a keeper for Carey around the left side will get the first down, or did he get the first down?
Carey with the keeper off the left side.
Looks like it was a handoff to number 1. Yeah, he was tackled in the backfield.
55 Carlson, both right there.
Well, it was a good faked handoff.
Yeah, it faked us in the press box. Gain of a 1.
So it's 3rd down, 3 yards to go from the Fennimore 30-yard line. Ayers Enterprises in Mineral Point specializes in residential and commercial landscaping and hardscaping, and now including lawn care and hydro seeding. They always exceed your expectations. Check them out on the web or Facebook. Call Lane today. Or wait until tomorrow. Clock running, 9:50 in the 4th. Tied at 28. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And back to pass is Carey. And has time, throws to the right, or over the middle, and the pass broken up at the 5-yard line. Bosser was the intended receiver, and it's 4th down. 4th down, 3 yards to go. I guess that's a play, well, obviously they'd be going for it anyway, but figure why not see if you can get a score, and if not, go for the first down here.
You know, I've got to say, I'm surprised that Fennimore hasn't put more of their defense on the run game than their passing game. Mineral Point Pointers haven't had any success really passing the ball, but a lot of it has come from their run game.
4th and 3 from the 30. Everybody cheering. They know it's a big moment. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and a keeper for Carey, and Carey will not get the first down. He is stopped at the 30.
Carey with the keeper on the left side, and he's just short of the first down. So that results
in
a turnover on downs to the Golden
turnover on downs. Not one thing we've really not had tonight, which is a Lancaster Dental Fennimore Smiles turnover. But Fennimore gets the ball back at their 30-yard line. 9:29 left in the 4th, tied at 28.
Unless I'm missing one, I don't think the Mineral Point Pointers have really had any turnovers until now, and it's a horrible time to get your first one.
Well, it's a turnover on downs, which does not count as a turnover, of course. They got one on the onside kick, I guess you could call that. First down carry up to the 33-yard line for Sean Yankee Fiedler. 2nd and 7 coming up. We're brought to you by Mountain State Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop in at Mountain State Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountainstatebank.com. 2nd and 6 coming up from the 34. 2 receivers, including Kinney, to the left side. And again, the 2 running back look next to Krubel. And the handoff up the middle, and a big first down and more, all the way to the 49-yard line. And that's Imhoff.
On the run. Tackled by 19, Burkhalter.
First down, 10 yards to go after the Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. To the 49, 8:38, and the clock starts. in the fourth quarter, tied at 28.
I'm going to be honest with you. The Mineral Point Pointers D-line has had a really effective game so far, and I really haven't seen much effectiveness running up the middle until now. Big play.
2 receivers to the right, including Yaki Fiedler. And Kenny's the other receiver. 2 running backs. 1st and 10, high snap. And that may have messed that play up.
Tackle by
no gain there
Zamzavich.
for Zamzavich. 2nd down, 10 yards to go.
And that's what I was saying, that Mineral Point defense, that D-line has got a good jump and getting back there and stopping it right at the line of scrimmage and not letting it get past there.
2nd and 10 from the
Brewers now trailing 4-0. Shohei Ohtani with a home run. It's in the bottom of the 4th. It's on AM 1590 WPVL. 2nd and 10. And a fake run. Throw to the right side. And a pass is caught. And that will be a first down, spun down.
With a complete pass for number 4, Sean
to Yaki Fiedler, the pass completion.
First down in Pointer
and
territory.
A Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down to the 16-yard line.
Gosh, what an entertaining game.
Oh, yes. In the Bitech Green Zone or Greenerway, Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. I had to tell you that I don't call games that are not entertaining this year. I mean, seriously. 2 receivers to the left. Tomorrow, of course, is the rematch of the overtime game that I did. 1st and 10 from the 16. Tied at 28. 7 minutes left in the 4th. Run on first down and trying to get outside and getting pushed back. Yaki Fiedler ends up losing a yard back to the 17. 2nd and 11. We're brought to you by Wood Law Office, serving you in Fennimore and Boscobel. They provide Grant County estate planning, elder law, probate, business law, real estate, and municipal law. Call Bennett Wood Law Office, Fennimore and Boscobel. I had to tell you that, number one, the games I do last forether this year.
Gain of 1 on
and
that play.
I don't think this will, but, well, of course, it hasn't gone overtime yet, has it? But I've, 63 to 33, 42 to 40, 40 to 38. Last week was 28-26. And, of course, an overtime game thrown in there. 2nd and 11 back at the 17. 2 receivers to the right and 1 running back. And Krubel swings it out to the right side. Pass is caught, but not much gain there. Down to the 15.
Complete to number 3, Kenny.
To Jude Kenny. I believe that's his first catch of the night.
In on the tackle. 3rd and 9.
3rd down and 9 yards to go from the 15.
You know, I was at Wazeeka when Sunday Wazeeka Steuben played Potosi Cassville and they lost. Very entertaining game, especially for both offensive side of the ball. River Star almost had over 200 yards.
3rd and 8 from the 15. 2 receivers to the right, back to pass. Krubel with all kinds of time. Now he goes to the right side, and now he goes to the left side and takes off, and he gets down to the 10 and down to the 5 inside the 5-yard line. Fans screaming about a holding call on this side. I'm not sure where. I think I heard somebody saying there's got to be a hold there someplace, and it's 1st and goal from the 3.
1st and goal now.
Especially with the play so as long as that was, and with so much open field in the backfield, I can understand what whoever that is saying. There's got to be a hold somewhere, but refs don't think so.
1st and goal from the 3, tied at 28. 4:44 left in the 4th. Obviously in the Bitech Green Zone or Greenerway Bitech Resource Management of Monroe. Again, under center this time is Krubel, and he hands it off this time, and Yaki Fiedler
off the right side.
Bangs forward, does not get in. In fact, where did he end up? Maybe at the 1.
So he got 2nd and goal from the 1 now.
2nd and goal from the 1. 4:10 left in the 4th.
Might have gotten only a couple inches on that run.
Receiver out to the left side. That's Kenny. Now he's going to switch over to the right. Two running backs, wing back on the left. And again, Krubel under center. And the handoff, and that time Mineral Point's defense stops Yankee Fiedler for a yard loss. And it's 3rd and goal from the 3.
Loss of 2. 3rd and goal from the 3 now.
3.5 minutes left in the 4th.
Couple hiccups for the Mineral Pointers D line, and now when it matters, they're showing up. I'm very eager to see what the Fennimore Golden Eagles offense is going to pull out for this third and goal, and see if their Mineral Point defense can stop it here, especially the play so important so late in the game.
3:05 left in the 4th, tied at 28. One receiver out to the left side, wing back on the right. And now Fennimore is going to call timeout.
Fennimore will take their second.
And that is their second timeout. With 2:57 left in the 4th and a 28-28 tie. Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. We'll have the Reeves Wealth Management and Edward Jones postgame show afterwards, whenever that is, on the Shoebox Scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Let's see what we have here. Prairie du Chien leading Richland Center 36-22 after 3. Blackhawk Warren leading Potosi Cassville 28-13, 7:25 in the 4th, and that is on X107.1. River Ridge leading Pecatonica Argyle 30-5, middle of the 3rd. And after 3, Benton Scales Mount Shullsburg leading Southwestern East Dubuque 7-6. Also after 3, New Glarus leading Lancaster 21-12. That's on 97.7 Country WGLR. I did see another one here. Iowa Grant leading Riverdale 28-6 after 3.
You know, I'm just now noticing, being so comfortable up here in the press box, that rain is starting to rain a lot more than what it was earlier in the day. I'm curious as to what's affecting the Fennimore's passing game.
3rd and goal from the 3. Mineral Point creeping up to the line of scrimmage. And back to pass. Krubel throws to the left side, and it is incomplete. And that pressure up the middle really...
Intended for number 9, freshman.
Crensman, the intended receiver, that pressure up the middle really messed up that play. And it's 4th and goal at the 3 with 2:53 left in the 4th.
Well, it looks like Mineral Point Pointers D-line is showing up when it matters. Couple straight plays here with a good stoppage.
Kenny goes out along with Yankee Fiedler to the right side. 2 receivers go to the left. 1 running back, and this time Krubel out of the pistol. 4th and goal from the 3. Big pressure, and the pass incomplete. Or did he catch it? He did. The touchdown catch. I mean, he had to get rid of the ball in just a flash. Gets it to Yankee Fiedler for the touchdown with 2:49 left in the 4th, and Fennimore goes up for the first time 34-28. He threw that pass so quick with a defender at his face that I actually thought that he had thrown it short of the intended receiver, but the intended receiver was caught there behind a defensive player, and meanwhile running it in, Yankee Fiedler runs in the 2-point conversion. That's an NFL play right there. As Yankee Fiedler runs it in, and after the Northland Buildings touchdown, it's 36-28. After the Point and Flush Sportsman's Club 2-point play. And Krubel, I mean, that's an NFL play right there. He had a guy in his face and threw the ball just before he got flattened, but got it over to Yankee Fiedler for the touchdown.
I got to tell you, as much as that is an NFL play, down 19-28, coming back. Now it's 36-28. This has been an NFL half for the Fennimore Golden Eagles, being able to come back this much and be able to extend to a lead this late in the fourth quarter. I'm excited to see if the Fennimore Golden Eagles defense will be able to stop this elusive and diverse back for the Mineral Point Pointers.
Well, there is plenty of time. 2:49 left as the kick is returned on the far side. Where are they going to spot it here? And the guy who's supposed to spot it still hasn't, and it's at the 35-yard line.
Is there an injured player? Oh, it looks like Fennimore's got a guy limping off the field, number 20.
That would be Imhoff. 2:49 left in the fourth.
First and 10.
36-28 Fennimore.
2:49 to go.
And a 1st and 10 from the Mineral Point 35-yard line. And Carey to pass. Carey rolls to the right and throws short of his intended receiver, Bossert.
Carey's pass intended to Bossert.
Second down.
2nd and 10 now.
Well, you notice his first read wasn't there, his second read wasn't there. Offensive line collapses, and that forces him to make an off-centered throw. That does not make it to his receiver.
Final score, by the way, Blackhawk Warren finishes the regular season unbeaten and wins the Six Rivers 28-21 over Potosi Cassville. That was on X1071. 2nd and 10 over the middle. Pass is caught. And down to the 42-yard line.
Number 0, Grady Finley.
Cousin Grady Finley.
1st and 10 now at the...
And a 1st and 10 at the Fennimore 42-yard line.
Have not seen much success with the passing game here, but hey, say the least.
Another Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. Swing pass on first down, and that's another first down. Bossert makes the catch and gets out of bounds at the 30.
2 or 3.
Mineral Point has all 3 of their timeouts. They have 2:25
first down
left in the fourth. The ball is actually at the 32-yard line. They have there is nothing in their playbook they can't do if they want to. 2 receivers on each side. Finley's the running back, and they might be changing the play here. Finley now goes from behind Carey to his side. Back to pass is Carey. And Carey looking, and Carey in trouble, slips on the grass and goes down at the 40.
On the play. However, there's
flag on the play.
Deep
and there is a penalty marker.
in the defensive backfield.
So is this a Substock.com sack or not? Where the penalty was,
I think
that's going to be on. It's a defensive holding penalty on Fennimore. And so the let's see how this works here. They take the ball down all the way down to the, is that the 17?
Pointers have a 1st and 10 from the Fennimore 22.
From the 22.
Yeah, the 22.
So it is a 1st and 10, first down via the penalty, and a throw to the left side and getting away. Put it in the red zone. Thorne Baumstead with a touchdown. 22 yards with 2:02 left. Mineral Point goes 65 yards in 47 seconds. And 5 plays. Now they got to go for 2 to tie the game.
Don't put it past Mineral Point. Gosh.
It is 36-34. And now obviously going for 2 to try to tie the game. And Carey to pass. Throws to the end zone. Wide open. The catch is made.
Carey to Bossert.
Bossert.
2-point conversion.
And we are tied
with 2:02 to go in regulation.
With 2:02 left.
Tie ball game at 36-36.
Tied at 36.
I don't know if they got a single yard of that on the ground rushing. I think all of that came from passing, and that is the last thing I would expect come from the Mineral Point Pointers offense. I'm very thoroughly impressed by this offense right now.
Well, 2:02 is a lot of time, and Fennimore, we know they can move the ball through the air, and they do have one timeout left. You know, even with 2:02 left, what you remember in this case is what stops the clock. First down, stop the clock to move the chains. Incomplete passes, stop the clock. Plays out of bounds, stop the clock. Penalties, stop the clock, at least to mark it off, and then sometimes they restart, depending on what the penalty is. So, but 2:02 is an eternity when you can throw the football as Fennimore can. 36-36, Fennimore and Mineral Point.
Well, the rain has stopped, so I can imagine that's gonna affect in a positive way the Fennimore Golden Eagles offense here.
I'm not sure that the rain, I mean, you can see the rain in the lights. I'm not sure, given that both teams were able to throw their way down the field, I'm not sure it made that much of a difference, really. Just keep the lightning away and we're happy. Carey to kick off. One deep receiver, that's Yankee Fiedler, and he will make the catch at the 25, gets up to the 30, and gets to the 33.
Yankee Fiedler on the carry. He's brought down by number 10, Clayton Yana, and 54, Jake Dannenberg.
Jake Dannenberg, Clayton Yana on the stop. 1:56 left in the fourth, 1st and 10 at the 34. Well, one good thing I can tell you is that because I did an overtime game earlier this year, I now know the overtime rules. We had some question about them because neither of us had done an overtime game in a long time. We won't bring that up, however, until, it becomes pertinent. Kinney is the receiver to the left side. There's two others over there. On 1st and 10, back to pass is Krubel. All kinds of time. Now he runs forward. Flag is down, and Krubel gets to the 38-yard line, and where that flag is usually holding.
I could take a pretty good guess.
Penalty on the field.
Holding offense.
Holding against the Golden Eagles.
So that pushes it back to the 24 and makes it 1st and 20. 1:48 left in the fourth.
Pretty sure with good certainty that was number 56, Noah Needham. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, that's correct. Now, well, let's see what happens after this play. I wonder if Mineral Point, now they spot the ball at the all right, they spot it back at the 24. I'm not quite sure what that was about. First down, 20 yards to go from the 24. Clock starts 1:45 in the fourth, tied at 36. Back to pass, Krubel, under pressure, runs away, runs forward, and gets to the 30-yard line.
55, Dannenberg.
He's up to the 32-yard line. 2nd down, 12 yards to go.
Gain of about 7 on that.
And goes back to pass, swings it out to the right side. And it's Imhoff making the catch. And he is up to the 39-yard line. And it's 3rd down and 5.
Much more manageable than where they were.
Well, they need to hurry, though. 1:06 remaining. Back to pass is Krubel. Now under pressure. Now under pressure, gets sacked.
Krubel is sacked.
Back at the 35-yard line.
By number 55, Sawyer Dannenberg.
And there is a Subs.com sack.
Timeout.
And now Mineral Point calls timeout.
Taken by the Pointers.
And Fennimore's going to have to punt it. I can't believe they would go for it on 4th and 5 where they are at the 34. Have we had a punt tonight? I think we have one, right? One punt? There has not been a punt. They haven't had a single punt tonight.
Wow.
Wow. What a ball game. And if this is, we know it's not going to be Fennimore's last game of the year. If it is Mineral Point's last game, in other words, if they don't win this game, what a way to go out, though. I mean, tied at 36, 57 seconds left.
Got to say, it seemed like Mineral Point Pointers' defense was, almost non-existent a little bit ago, and now they're just proving that they really deserve to compete with these teams, and they are competing.
4:33 left in the fourth. New Glarus 21, Lancaster 18 on 97.7 Country WGLR and the Shoebox Scoreboard presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Mineral Point has 2 timeouts. Fennimore has 1, and injured player coming off the field. That is Sawyer Dannenberg, and coming off slowly. Now, Fennimore is in an interesting position. It is actually 4th and 10, by the way. So I can't believe they're going to go for it here when you're at your own 34-yard line, and the game is tied. So Jude Kenny back to punt for the first time for anybody tonight. And Mineral Point's got 11 players up within 5 yards. High snap! Dropped by Kenny, picks it up, and he pulls it incomplete.
Punt goes over Kenny's head, and he throws it incomplete for a turnover.
And so Mineral Point takes over.
Intentional grounding.
Oh, they called intentional grounding on Mineral Point, or on Fennimore. My goodness.
What a turn of events for the Mineral Point Pointers.
The ball is going to be spotted at the, 12-yard line?
Wow. Wow.
Closer in than that.
That, 5-yard line?
They spot it at the 5. So that's where Mineral Point gets the ball at the Fennimore 5-yard line.
Pointers will take over at
with
the
53
7-yard line.
I guess they spot it at the 7. 53 seconds left, tied at 36. And they will have 4 receivers. Again, Mineral Point with 2 timeouts. And a run around the right side of the pile gets
Carey
to the 4-yard line. Carey keeps it for 3.
14. Boss.
2nd and goal, 35 seconds left in the fourth. And the clock running, 30 seconds left in the fourth, tied at 36. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Carey will keep it. Runs up the middle, and he goes down
Tackled by Kloss once
at
again.
the 3.
Just short of the goal line. Timeout.
Spotted
Taken
at the 2-yard line. And now a timeout called by Mineral Point with 15 seconds left in the fourth. They have 1 remaining. It's tied at 36. And as usual, we're getting a whole bunch of, now we have an overtime game. Benton, Scales Mound, Schultzburg, Southwestern East Dubuque tied at 14 going to overtime. On the Shoebox Scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Middle 6th inning, Dodgers 4, Brewers nothing. That's on AM 5090 WPVL. Wow. So it's 3rd and goal from the 3. Tied at 36, 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Finley's the running back. Next to Carey. Two receivers on each side. Finley goes in motion. Carey, the keeper, and he is not in.
And looks like he's just short. It'll be 4th down.
4th down, 5 seconds, clock running. They have one timeout left, and they'll call the timeout with 3 seconds left.
Timeout with 3 seconds to go.
And one play here. Oh, wow. This is insane.
Now you know why we do this. It will be 4th and goal from the 1. Is that right?
Well, the scoreboard says the 3. You know, like you said, overtime rules are complicated, and I don't think Mineral Point Pointers want to learn anything about them tonight.
Yeah, it's at the 1 yard line.
One play, 1 yard.
Tied at 36. 4th and goal from the 1. 3 seconds left.
You know, I can imagine them seeing him.
Fennimore has a timeout. I wonder if they're going to call it here.
Liam Carey will set up.
And Liam Carey's going to try to kick the game-winning field goal. It's closer than an extra point, 19 yards.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He's 100% today.
18 yards. Snap, spot, kick. It is good.
And it is good.
And Mineral Point wins.
It is good. Mineral Point shots Fennimore 39-36.
And the Pointers win the game.
Thank you for attending tonight's game and have a safe drive.
Final score.
And Eagles.
Mineral Point 39, Fennimore 36. And the Pointers have probably punched their ticket for the playoffs at 5-4.
Good luck to both teams
and
in the
4-3 in the Swall. That's how their regular season record ends. And Fennimore ends its regular season at 6-3 and 5-2. How about that?
Is that 4 straight wins for Mineral Point?
You would be correct about that. They have won 4 in a row when they were at 1.1-4. And the 4 wins in a row, most likely, it's hard to imagine them not getting into the playoffs, put it that way.
Yeah.
So Mineral Point with a win, 39-36. And we'll be back with the Reeves Wealth Management postgame show after these messages on Super Hits 106.
In game 10.
Shop Tammy's Piggly Wiggly in Galena Square off Highway 20. Find all your grocery, deli, and bakery needs, plus specialty cakes and weekly sales. Get cuts to order from the meat department, including fresh cut Angus beef. Tammy's Piggly Wiggly also has you covered with party trays. And check out the best selection of local wines and craft beers around. Look for the weekly flyer online at shopthepig.com. Then head to Tammy's Piggly Wiggly in Galena.
From top to bottom, inside and out, Midwest Roofing and Construction has you covered. Need a new roof or siding? Call the pros. Looking for energy-efficient spray foam insulation? Midwest Roofing and Construction does that too. See them for new construction, pole sheds, and decks. One call does it all. For quality local service and a free estimate, call Midwest Roofing and Construction at 1-800-551-8251. That's 1-800-551-8251. Or visit MidwestRoofingPros.com.
In game 10.
Carey Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of Friday Night Football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&N Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, and Lely Center Monroe. Liam Carey, an 18-yard field goal as time expired. Mineral Point beats Fennimore 39-36, and they are certainly headed to the playoffs. And we'll be back with the Reeves Wealth Management and Edward Jones postgame show after these messages on Super Hits 106.
Postgame 4 minutes.
The Gifted Hands Thrift Store in Galena offers low-cost clothing and household goods to the public. Shop local and support individuals with disabilities served by the Galena Workshop. The thrift store provides paying jobs to many individuals and is a stepping stone for some to get a job in the community. Donated items are accepted at the workshop on Southwest Street in Galena, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., except holidays. Gifted Hands Thrift Store at the Galena Workshop is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays 9 till 1.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelly Clarkson. Every American dreams of creating a better life for his or her family, but in some communities, those dreams face difficult challenges. When we come together to help those in need get the same opportunities as everyone else, we truly are making our country a better place to live for all of us. So look for volunteer opportunities in your community to help others achieve the American dream, all right? This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
A fraction of a raindrop, 3 grains of salt, at up to 100 times more potent than morphine. The tiniest amount of illegal fentanyl is all it takes to cause an overdose. Fentanyl can be mixed into heroin, cocaine, pressed pills, meth, and other drugs. It could be in your drugs, and you wouldn't be able to see it, taste it, or smell it. Learn more at cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too. Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and experiences connect through conversation, and it feels good.
This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too. Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together. Start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that. Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hello, my name is Andrea Dalzell, and I've been using a wheelchair since I was 5 years old.
Right.
If I had one message for the general public, it would be relax. Some folks get really flustered around disabled people, so they just pretend we're not there. I've actually had waiters talk to my companion and completely ignore me. People with disabilities just want the same respect and consideration as everyone else.
This is a message from United Spinal Association. Download our disability etiquette booklet at unitedspinal.org.
You want to give your baby everything, so start with a safe sleep area. Babies younger than 1 should always be placed to sleep on their backs on a firm and flat surface, like a safety-approved crib.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease...
Your high school postgame show is brought to you by Elena and Ben Reeves at Edward Jones, a financial service firm serving individuals and business owners.
Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide for your children's education, reduce your tax bill, or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-348-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of Friday Night Football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Super Hits 106 and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Laley Center Monroe. Gee, it's too bad the regular season is over if they're all like this. 39-36. Mineral Point beats Fennimore, and let us welcome to the airwaves for the first time, first coach Justin Leonard, and introduce yourself to the world.
Liam Carey. Jacob Dannenberg.
And you two guys played like you didn't really want the season to end, right?
Never want the football season to end. I can agree with that. Our seniors, we don't want to lose them either, so we want them here.
Okay, Justin, what a back and forth ball game this was, and just in a It was like like a heavyweight fight, and the last guy that gets a blow in gets the win.
It was. There was excitement from the start all the way to the finish. We made some plays. They made some plays. And, wow, if you're a fan, this was a game to watch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They'll be watching this for years on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Talk about you're all of a sudden supposed to kick the game-winning field goal, and you've been running up and down the field and all that.
Yeah, I just trust my center, my short snapper, that O-line. I know they're going to block it up every time. All I have to do is kick the ball.
And that was a no-doubter, too. Of course, you did have the kick before, which got tipped and got in anyway, which was kind of funny to watch.
It was. I was surprised it went in. I did not think it was going in. Got tipped up, but everything was great up front. That snap, the hold, it was perfect. That was all on me on that kick.
Okay. At one point this season, you were 1-4, but you've won your last 4 games, and now you're certainly in the playoffs. What was the difference between 1-4 and 4-0?
You just got to keep going. You can't give up. You can't break down. We just got to stick together as a team. And, man, when Grady Finley came back, that we really brought the energy back, and we really kicked it up from there.
The other thing the thing about tonight's game, of course, is that it was so back and forth because, you guys had the lead. Fennimore came back. Fennimore took the lead. But obviously you guys were not, freaked out that they were in front suddenly.
As my offense coordinator, Bobo Mitchell, the best offense coordinator is 608. It's a boxing match. Just throw punches back and forth until you finally knock them out.
So what do you tell your team when they've had the lead and they had a 2-score lead and all of a sudden they're down 1?
We've always been next play, and the whole season's learning, right? Every practice, every film session, every time in the weight room. This group has been amazing all year. A lot of people counted us out. When we had our 4th loss, I think there was, 120 people in the crowd, and these guys didn't quit. And that gave them an edge, and they came together as a team, and they just said, we're just going to keep playing, right? And that development happened. Guys made the jump, and now we're playing with some really good football teams.
Yeah, and you're going to be playing an additional week, and man, I can't see the field. It's dark. All that. But let me ask you this. Each of you, what do you feel like you guys need to do what you want to do in the postseason? I assume you're not just going to show up next week and hope things go well.
Well, it's the same stuff we preach every week. We got to be better at tackling. We got to be better at blocking. We've got to execute. We got to catch the ball, right? Drops hurt you. Turnovers hurt you. Those things that football coaches have been preaching for years, that's winning football, and we're going to go and we're going to watch film and we're going to have to clean some stuff up with some communication issues that we had in certain areas. But, we're going to see who we got and we'll prepare for them and look forward to next Friday night.
Okay, what do you think, Liam?
I just believe we just got to keep doing maybe extra stuff, maybe getting in the weight room earlier, getting our mobility in, maybe coming in as a team, doing some team bonding, Monday mornings, maybe just working as a team in general.
Working together, sticking together, and playing as a team, doing our jobs, and I think we will be good.
All right, one more question for your coach. I know there are a lot of coaches that don't like a game like this, that they prefer. Let's say have our defense show up. I mean, your defense made plays when they absolutely needed to be made. But when it turns into this shootout, and your defense is kind of wiped out, and what's your approach to saying, come on, we can still win this game?
Well, to be honest with you, I felt my chest tightening up throughout the game, so I was looking for the trainer. But no, it's one of those things as coaches, and we talk to each other all the time about this. Sometimes the offense has to step up, and sometimes the defense has to step up. There's games where we've had games that are 14-7 or 7-0 games, and then we have games like this where sometimes it's got to be a shootout. The winning formula comes in many different ways, And for me, there's a couple things. My coaching staff, they are amazing. They truly are. The time and effort they put in to get these guys in a position to be successful. Because every year you get a new team, and you got to figure out how those pieces of the puzzle fit in. And then the last thing I want to say is my seniors, those guys, this was senior night tonight. What a fantastic way to go out. And they're a group that just kept fighting and kept battling, and they've found a way to win. And those seniors, they're some amazing kids, and I appreciate them very, very much.
And they found a way to play for at least another week. So which is what you get tonight. Congratulations once again, and good luck in the playoffs next week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Justin Leonard.
William Carey.
And Jake Dannenberg.
Congratulations on your playoff spot, and have fun next week.
We will.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot. Well, what a thriller this turned out to be. When Mineral Point looked like, they had the 2-score lead, and obviously Fennimore got the fast answer for that and actually ended up taking the lead. But Mineral Point had an answer when they needed to have an answer, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this was one of the most entertaining high school games I've ever seen. At one point it seemed like Fennimore's offense couldn't get anything started with that run game. It was kind of just up the middle, and nothing really happening, especially with that effective Mineral Point Pointers D-line. And then all of a sudden it seemed like it kind of flipped, and Fennimore's offense was just unstoppable, and that Mineral Point defense it was gone, especially when they started passing. And they kind of went away from it, and they came back to it. And I think that's what led to Mineral Point just getting so much more momentum, to being able to score that ball again, tie the game up, and then coming down on the 1-yard line, especially with some hard penalties. That messed up punt, I think, had they been able to punt the ball, we would be in overtime right now. But they messed up the punt. Not a smart play, especially with the legal forward pass. Intentional grounding, I mean.
Well, the only thing is, I'm not sure that most teams practice something like that. Or, there may be a conversation where if this ever happens, but that's the Fennimore defense actually was pretty stout. Didn't let them into the end zone and took the field goal to end up winning the game.
Yeah, great. I mean, they kind of waited until the last second.
You might say.
Yeah, literally the last second to make a defensive play, and unfortunately they weren't able to come out with the win. Mineral Pointers defense, it disappeared, and then it came back, and Fennimore made like you said, an NFL play to score the ball.
That Krubel pass with a defender right in his grill was that's the sort of thing that you see time and again on NFL Network late at night or early in the morning when they're showing off stuff.
Yeah. A lot of amazing plays from both sides of the ball, honestly. We really still didn't see one punt all game.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly. There was one punt formation, but it didn't end up exactly how you'd think it would. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have some awards that we present during the Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones post-game show. And the first one is Most Valuable Player. Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. Herms's will be the MVP for the next project in your home. Go to Herms's Ace Hardware, Bloomington and Platteville. Well, I don't know. I feel like he was just here.
I got to say I agree with you. Liam Carey, when in doubt, he had an insane, at the start of the game, there really wasn't any passing game going on. You thought he wasn't going to get anything started at all. And coming near the end there, pass, everything was completed, and, they got a chance to score, and they got that. And on the running side of the ball, he was insanely effective as well.
All right, Scrapper of the game. Time to name the West End Salvage Scrapper of the game. It's the player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out in trying to lay the opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage in Lancaster.
Well, I guess I'm kind of stuck on this one.
Well, how about Reese Kelly for Fennimore? Because he had the ball a lot in this game.
He did. I say I agree with you. He did get the ball a lot this game. There's a lot of times where he'd go up the line of scrimmage, and they got stopped quite a bit in the line of scrimmage, but, he'd bring someone along with him.
Yeah, but I think that play, that run where he went about 7 yards and took two guys with him probably is
Yeah.
is literally the definition of being a scrapper.
Exactly.
All right, Drive of the Game presented by Les Mack Automotive in Lancaster. Whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service, because at Les Mack, you always get more from less.
You know, I think maybe it was I think even if it didn't end up with a touchdown, I think that drive to win the game, I think that's the drive of the game, 100%.
And they had plenty of time. They could do whatever they wanted to, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And the Tricor Turning Point brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. Well, I would say this is probably an obvious one.
Yep.
Field goal at the end.
Absolutely.
Liam Carey, the 18-yard field goal as the clock hit 0. And Mineral Point beats Fennimore tonight 39-36. We assume this might be the last home game at Mineral Point this year, because you guess that they may not be very highly seated, but certainly the home fans got very entertained tonight.
Yeah, they did.
I would say. And the seniors went out because they're not going out. They'll be back. And, Fennimore obviously is a team. I mean, they put 36 points up tonight, and they were victimized by the onside kick and the special teams big-time problem at the end. But I got to believe, we saw Fennimore move the ball at times tonight with amazing skill. And Krubel is a terrific quarterback. And I got to think that Fennimore is a team that might end up going some distance in the postseason, depending on who they play and so on.
Absolutely. I mean, that was probably one of the most entertaining games by Dustin Krubel. I mean, running the game, there really wasn't much success, but, he was in the pistol. He stayed back in the pocket, and whether it was, he'd run around the backfield for a little bit or he'd make a pass downfield. There's a lot of plays where he'd make a pass, penalty, come back, do it again. And
he got sacked, once or twice?
Yeah.
That was it?
Other than that, he was running around the backfield, making off-center throw.
He's an amazingly mobile quarterback for a guy that really doesn't run the ball that much if you look at his stats.
Absolutely.
But, so both of these teams, you got to figure they've got a shot at making some damage in the postseason. But we're done with tonight, 39-36. Field goal by Liam Carey as the clock expired. And so Mineral Point is getting into the playoffs. Fennimore was already had already clinched in the playoffs, and that is where things sit. 39-36, Mineral Point over Fennimore. And we'll be back to wrap up the Reeves Wealth Management at Edward Jones postgame show. We'll get you the scores we have on the shoebox scoreboard and we haven't talked at all about tomorrow yet, or Tuesday volleyball. We'll do that all after this on Super Hits 106.
Postgame 1 minute.
These are the sounds of a dinner. A dinner that almost didn't happen. A dinner now served, thanks to people like you. Due to COVID-19, 17 million more Americans may face hunger. Feeding America is helping our neighbors in need. And if you're able, you can too. Donations are being accepted at feedingamerica.org/coronavirus. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Over 2.8 million Americans have served in our military since 9/11. Many have returned home with devastating injuries and few resources for them and their families. This is news correspondent Bob Woodruff. I sustained a life-threatening injury while reporting from Iraq in 2006. The military had my back that day, and they have each other's while serving. It's time we had theirs. Please join us as part of the Got Your Six initiative. To learn more, go to gotyoursix.org using the number 6.
Postgame 1 minute.
Grand Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of Friday Night Football presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, and Laley Center Monroe. Mineral Point beats Fennimore tonight 39-36. They're in the playoffs. And the playoffs, by the way, the playoff field will be announced tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock by the WIA. There'll be a show on that you can watch on WIAWI.org. I imagine we'll be able to announce who the games are probably during our 2 playoff games tomorrow. But first, this on the Shoebox Scoreboard presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. New Glarus has beaten Lancaster 21-18. That was on 97.7 Country WGLR. Question mark now is if Lancaster even makes the playoffs, because with just 2 conference wins, it's obviously not just based on conference wins, but this doesn't help the Arrows, certainly.
Exactly.
And in overtime, somebody had an overtime game tonight. Southwestern East Dubuque 22, Benton Scales Mound 21. Also tonight, Iowa Grant a winner tonight over Riverdale 36-20. Blackhawk Warren over Potosi Cassville 28-21. That was on X1071. Last score we had was Prairie du Chien leading Richland Center 36-22 after 3. And also at the half, we haven't had a score since this, Dodgeville leading River Valley 14-13. And that seems to be all we had there. Oh, River Ridge was leading, didn't get a final score. But River Ridge at one point was leading, actually middle of the third, leading Pecatonica Argyle 30-5. So Ridge is also a bubble team as far as getting into the playoffs, and that might have gotten them in. I guess we'll see. There is one other. Brewers are now trailing 5-0, top of the 8th. Shohei Ohtani has hit 2 home runs for the Dodgers. That's on AM 1590 WPVL. Well, here's what we have tomorrow. And it starts with finding the right page on the game notes. And here it is. Ohio State and Wisconsin. Well, miracles can happen. 12:30 on 97.7 Country WGLR from Camp Randall. 8-player football, level 1, DeSoto at Belmont. First meeting, 36-28 in overtime, Belmont. That's at 12:30 here on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And Highland at North Crawford at 12:30 on X1071. Sunday, Packers in Arizona at 1 on 97.7 Country WGLR. Tuesday, assuming the Brewers score holds, this is what we will have. Volleyball, Evansville at Platteville, 6:30 on AM 1590 WPVL. Lancaster at New Glarus on 97.7 Country WGLR. Blackhawk at Belmont on X1071. And Kickapoo at Iowa Grant on Super Hits 106. Winners play Thursday in the regional semifinals. Those winners play Saturday in the sectional finals. And then Friday, of course, football level 1 starting at 6:30 on the Queen Bee family of radio stations. I think that's everything. Had fun tonight?
Absolutely. That was one of the most entertaining football games I've ever watched. I feel like I've said that for the past 3 weeks.
Well, you pick well, obviously. R.J. Osterhaus is our sports director. Dave Murphy is our program director. Johnny Page is our chief engineer. Thanks to Tom Ingwell and the staff at Mineral Point High School. Thanks to our sponsors who help us bring this game to you, and thank you for joining us. Great Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of Friday Night Football presented by Cuba City Kieler and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors is a Queen Bee Radio Sports presentation on Super Hits 106 KIYX, Sageville, Dubuque, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel powered by H&N Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, and Laley Center, Monroe. Liam Carey did a lot tonight. The last thing he did before he talked to us was an 18-yard field goal. Mineral Point beats Fennimore tonight 39-36 and clinches a playoff berth. Fennimore will definitely be in the playoffs as well. From the Ayers Furniture Bessie in the house for Wyatt Mulliken, I'm Steve Prestegard. Music of my generation is next. We'll be back for 8-player football tomorrow at 12:30.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation.
Dubuque Super Hits 106 is KIYX Sageville, Dubuque, a Queen Bee radio station. On air at 106.1 and online at superhits106.com.
All the songs I love.